Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro Twitch stream. I'm Little Redhead. I'll be your host today, taking us around the Midsummer Festival that's happening here in Lord of the Rings Online. So, Lord of the Rings Online is an MMORPG where you can do all sorts of things. You can do your standard, MMO thing where you go off and, you hit things, and there's dungeons you can go into, there's quest lines you can follow. Because it is Lord of the Rings, you can go and follow the path of the Fellowship as they went through the various parts of the Lord of the Rings books. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in Lord of the Rings Online. So I'm glad that you all are here with me today. So hello to the folks in chat. So we are on Lorelin, and we are going to go and do the Midsummer Festival. So there's a couple of things I actually really want to focus on today. Is we're going to focus on, doing the quest in Minas Tirith, but also one of the quests is where you go and you get fireflies, and then you bring that back and you place them out. So I wanted to kind of go over that a little bit. And then there's another set of quests in the crafting area. And so when we get to that level, I think we're gonna pause for a moment there, and we're gonna show you how you go and get those crafting kits, and then how you use those and how you put those together. So that's a couple of things that I wanted to make sure that we cover today, because I know that some people, have been enjoying parts of the festival, but those might be things that maybe a little bit people are uncertain on how to accomplish those. So I wanted to make sure that we kind of cover that. All right, so so first thing we're gonna do, so we have arrived here in Minas Tirith, and oops, I'm walking. All right, I'm gonna start running. We have arrived at the milestone, which you'll find over here, and we're gonna go over to the stable master, which is kitty corner from that person, and we're gonna go and take the stable master up to the high stables. Okay, so that's the one at the very tippy top, and that's where you want to go to pick up a whole bunch of quests. Now, when you first resolve, you're going to want to dismount right away, because that's going the wrong direction. It's going to take you to the stable master, but once you get there, you're just going to turn around and come right back this way. So that's the first thing I do, is I dismount, and then I go, and so this is the 6th tier right here. We want to keep going, so we're going to make a U-turn, and we're going to go up this ramp right here. And I know Minas Tirith can be a little confusing. Like, for example, here I'm just going to pause at the top of this ramp because we're going to go up another ramp. So Minas Tirith can be a little confusing. Like, you can see that there's a lot of ways to take you back and forth and back and forth. So when you're trying to ride around in Minas Tirith and you're looking at the map, you'll want to look for these kind of less textured strips. Those are the ramps. And as a security measure, they don't have them lined up, because remember, this is a very defensible city, so they have them lined up every other way. So this will be the way you get from the ground to the first, then you go over here to get from the first to the second, then you go over here to get from the third to the fourth, and so on. So you can see that they take you back and forth and back and forth. That's on purpose. That is to stop any invading armies from being able to make their way in through the capital without being slowed down significantly. So it's an interesting idea, which then again also makes it very interesting when you're trying to do quests in Minas Tirith. Okay, so we have made our way to the top. So when you come out, you end up in this big courtyard here, this big fountain area. Very beautiful. And the people you want to talk to, the first person you want to talk to up here, well, there's 3 people you want to talk to up here. One of them here is Marilyn. We'll talk to her in just a moment. There's another fellow over there. He's a cook, and I actually came up here before the stream and picked up all the quests. So I'm just going to point out where these people are, because I'll tell you why here in just a minute. So anyway, so there's the cook, and then after you finish with him, you want to go past the small fountain, but stop before you get to Frodo and Sam, and you turn, and there's a florist, and she'll have 2 quests for you. Okay, so one of the things that people are working on, I'm going to go back to our quest giver. She has like 6 different quests she gives us or something. It's a large number. So I'm going to come back over here because one of the quests she gives us actually is called Lightning in a Bottle. And then once you pick that up, another 4 quests will show up and you have to choose one. And which one you choose is up to you. But one of them will be the Firefly Lantern. So there are 4 different Firefly Lantern quests that show up. There's Ruby, Emerald. Well, here, I'll just show you. The reason why this is important is because doing these completes a deed. And so the Ruby Fireflies, Amethyst Fireflies, Emerald Fireflies, and Sapphire Fireflies. Those are the 4 different kinds of fireflies that are out there. And so from her, you pick up the main one where you're like, okay, lightning in a bottle, cool. And then she's like, well, which one do you want to do? So then you have to pick. So today I chose the Ruby Firefly Lanterns because you'll see that I have done 1 out of 2. So once I finish that today, that will be complete of that part of the deed. And then I did 1 sapphire one already. So I just need to do 1 more sapphire one and I will have completed this deed. It's called the Flickering Flame. And once you complete that deed, you get a Midsummer token and you get a title, Flickering Flame. So it's very cute. Okay, so when we came up here, we got the quest from her. And what it does is there's 4 different places out in the world. That's not a map. That's a map. They're all in Eriador, where it's going to send you to pick up those fireflies. And which one you do depends on which firefly quest you chose. So we chose the Ruby ones, which sent us into the Shire to the Rushok Bog up here. So you can only do it at night. And a Lotro day is like 3.5 hours. And so you've got like, an hour to an hour and a half in there that you can go off and do it. So now it's daytime in the game. So I knew that that was going to happen. We kind of looked at the clock and looked at the thing and looked at the clock. We're like, uh-oh. So what we did is before we started streaming, is it was still nighttime. So we actually went off to the Rushok Bog and we completed this quest. So let me show you, because we went ahead and videoed it because I wanted to make sure that you didn't miss out. So let me pop that and pop that. Okay, so here you go. So we were out here in the Rushok Bog, and you can see that over on the map. There we go. And we circled that. Shows you where we are, up in the Shire. Sorry, I've got this. Let me move this so it's in front of me and I can watch what's going on. Okay, so here we are. You see there's fireflies. And so you can click on it. You can just click on it and, right click on it. And then you'll pick up the firefly and you'll see it says that I've caught 1 out of 12 fireflies. But you can also do the thing where you can select, and use the next. So for me, that is F10 and then like Shift F10 will get you to the next. So there's F10 for, I get them mixed up between people and things. And so I usually have to go back and forth so I figure out which is the right one. So like for select, you and then go to the next one. And then, so it's F10 to use or select F10 to go to the next one and then use your use. Yes, movie magic. We're doing some movie magic, as if you were there. So there you go. You can see I'm running around and picking up the different fireflies, and it's counting it down for me, which is great. And we're running all over the Rushok Bog there in the Shire. I'm going to grab a quick drink. And if you remove your UI there, your overlay, it still will keep counting down for you. So it's if you wanted to have that, like, because you wanted to see everything, because it's very pretty at night. So you can just set that down and you can still go around and you see the fireflies are still there. You can see you're still catching them. So after you caught 12 fireflies in that area, then you'll see that there's no more rings. And so then it's time to travel back, because that's when we go back to Minas Tirith. And so that's what we did. So we traveled back to Minas Tirith, and now what we're going to do is we are going to go and turn this in, because it's kind of a multi-part quest. So here you see we're traveling to Minas Tirith, and we showed up at the bottom, and then we're going to come up to the top here. So there we go. Okay, so ta-da! Movie magic. All right, so here we are in Minas Tirith. We've popped up to the top, and now we are ready to turn the quest to her and get her follow on. So we're going to go over here, and you can see it says Ruby Firefly Lanterns, talk to her. And the second part is aid her in gathering fireflies for the Midsummer in Minas Tirith. So I'm going to go talk to her. And she says, "Ah, you did it. Honestly, I wasn't sure you'd find any. The ruby fireflies can be the most elusive of the lot. Yes, these will do nicely. How lovely their scarlet glow will look at the event. Take these and place them in the Hall of Air on the 5th circle." So now we can continue this quest. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started on going through doing 10 quests of the festival, because we went ahead and we picked up our daily wrapper. And we talked about this last week, but basically most festivals in Lord of the Rings Online, they have what you call a daily wrapper, and it'll be a quest giver. In this case, they're down on the bottom level. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and teleport down to the bottom. So I'm going to use my milestone skill, and I'm going to port myself back to the bottom. And the idea is that you have a daily wrapper, and the quest giver says, "Hey, you should go enjoy the festival. Go do 10 quests, that pertain to the festival, and then come back to me. And when you do, I will give you some number of tokens for this festival." So that's a pretty good deal. Now, the cool thing about those wrappers, I'll go ahead and bring it up. So the wrappers are listed here under festival. So I have, this is in celebration of Midsummer. That is the daily wrapper. So I've gone ahead and picked that up from the lady over here. She's over there. She's right next to the stable master guy. She's over there. And then once I do that 3 times, and I've done it once so far, I did it yesterday. So once I do that 3 times, that's going to complete a fondness for festivity. So it's kind of like, you've got this umbrella, and we're going to do this 1, 2, 3 times. And once we've done it the 3rd time, that completes that umbrella. And when we complete that umbrella, they're going to give us a bunch of goodies. Some Figments of Splendor, which there's some really cool stuff out there, universal crafting ingredient, and 1,000 virtue experience. So that is a reason to do these festivals, is to go ahead and get those sorts of things, because that's kind of nice. Okay, so we are back at the bottom. And so this lady here, this Lady of Revelry, that's who we picked up the first quest from. So, if you started the deed last year, you're not getting credit for it. Interesting. I'm trying to think if I have any characters where I started it but didn't complete it last year. Like Rose hadn't started it last year, so she was brand new to it. Yeah. I see. So, okay, well, that's good to know. So if anybody is out there who had started the Flickering Flame deed last year, apparently there are reports that it's not progressing this year. So you'll need to submit a ticket so that way they can help you get that progressing. So that's good to know. Okay, so what we're going to do is I put together a little guide. So I'm familiar enough with the festival. Here, I'm going to put this in the chat so you can follow along at home if you want. So basically, I'm familiar enough with the quests here at the festival that when I get to a place, I know what I'm doing. But there's times when I'm like, okay, am I supposed to turn right or turn left? Like, do I want to go up or do I want to go down? And so I just want to make it like quick. Let's just go. Like get off the horse, run down over here. Okay, good. Now am I going left or right? Right. Okay, good. And so I wrote up a little guide to kind of help me remember where I was going, and I went ahead and published it out here on the blog, so on my website, so you can also, use some of my preparations. So if you think in any sort of way like I think, hopefully you'll find this useful to you. So what we have done is all of the kind of preamble preparation stuff. We have a milestone set to the bottom. We have a 5-minute cooldown on our milestone. That's really helpful. We have picked up all the quests at the top, and we have picked up the daily wrapper from this lady. Now, if you're doing a long-awaited banquet, which is another quest chain, but it's only available during the festival, and it's only available if you have completed, let me see if I can pull it up. If you have completed, I did complete it, the Epic Volume 5. So it's a whole separate thing. You can be in the middle of any other volumes and you can just go and complete it. And it's the basically the wedding. So you get to go through and help out with preparing for the wedding of Aragorn and Arwen. So, there we go. And so I have finished that with Rose. So there's a little side set of quests that I could be doing, but I'm not going to worry about that today. We're not going to worry about that today. Yeah, Epic Volume 5. So starting with Book 1, A Time of Celebration. And it takes you through a bunch of wedding things. So basically there's then some quests you can do called A Long Awaited Banquet, where each day you can do one of them. And you talk to each of a number of the guests at the wedding. So you talk to, Mithrandir, and you talk to Frodo, and you talk to Sam. Like each one of those sends you on a slightly different little set of quests that kind of add some flavor to the things. And that's true. If you complete them all, it completes a deed, and you get a point, a trait point. So that is definitely a reason to do it. Here, let me click on Gandalf. Gandalf is who I want. There we go. So it gives you a class trait point, which I currently have 4. I haven't been spending them. So that's really a useful thing to go do it. Reason why you might want to go do that. But like I said, we're not going to worry about that right now because we're going to focus on some other stuff. Okay, also, it said if you're doing fireflies, pick up the quest at the top, catch them as soon as possible. Did that. Return to the top and get the quest progressions so you can place them around Minas Tirith while you're doing your other quests. We're ready for that. Okay. Nito Bandito. Let's go. So we're back here on the ground level. We are going to go into the city stables, and we're going to do this quest in here because there is one quest in here, and it's pretty fast. So it's kind of a easy peasy no brainer kind of thing. So we talked to Laboris over here. We wanted to do her quest aiding the stable hands. And she says, "Pardon me, do you have time to spare? Many have come to witness the celebrations and left their steeds in our care. These weary horses have seen much travel and need people to look after them. With how hectic things have been, we do not have enough stable hands. There are a few horses around the stable that need grooming and others that deserve treats for their good behavior. We would appreciate the help if you do not mind, of course. There are crates at the back of the stables with equipment and apples." So we're going to go ahead and accept that. And there are 2 crates, as she mentioned, and they are at the back. So we want to zoom to the back. And we're going to turn to the right. So this is one where I don't have written in this guide, go back here, turn right, go this guide, turn left. Because I already know where the apples are. I know where the stuff is. I know where the horses are. But if you are just getting started, and I kind of wrote this up at the beginning of the guide, that you'll want to go and look at Fibro Jedi's guide. And then you'll want to also take a look at the Lotro Wiki. Those are both really good places put together fan-based stuff. So let me see, and I have, let me see, I know we have Fibro Jedi's guide. Yeah, here we go. So festival there will take you to, Fibro Jedi's guide is listed there. And he always does a really good job of, laying out what else going on, where to find it, what you need to do. He's got screenshots to help you find different things if something seems a little hidden or difficult to find. And hang on just a second. I want to see if I feel like I'm moving a little slowly here. So I'm going to try to go to, not audio, to graphics and see if I can change my graphics settings. I just want the whole big thing. Oh, there it is, overall. We're going to switch to medium and see how that goes. I'm asking my computer to do a lot, so I recognize that I might have to bring down some of the beautiful graphics while I'm on here with you all. So we'll just manage with that. It's okay. We can work with that. Okay, so we have another horse over here. We're gonna give it a little brushing, grooming that horse. And we've got a couple more as we continue down here. So we'll just keep on going. So now we have fed 3 horses some apples. And we just need to groom 1 more horse. And here I'm using, so I have rebound my keys. It's like delete U, I think is the normal thing for select and then use. I have a keyboard I use, so I have them set so they're right next to each other here on these keys that I don't use for anything else while I'm playing Lotro. So for me, it is delete and end. So I just click one and I click the other one right next to it. It's very convenient for me. So you can rebind, keys. Okay, so we're done with that. And she says, "Thank you very much. The horses look much happier already. I can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that they are content. If you are able, please come back tomorrow. We may need more help then." because it is a daily quest that you can do. So I love how they just kind of sneak that in there. So come back tomorrow, I might need your help again. As opposed to quests that might be a one-time thing where they're like, yay, thanks for your help. Goodbye. All right, so that's finished there. And we're just waiting to come through here. All right, so now the next thing it says on our list to do is to go south to the florist's daughter. So we're going to do that. And I'm just going to follow my friend here because they know where we're going. So basically we're going to go south for a little bit down this corridor, and the daughter will be located to our left. She's here in this kind of little courtyard of a space. Although I don't see her. Do you? Ah, there we go. She just took a minute for me to resolve. She says, hello, have you come to play with us? And this is the florist's daughter that we picked up the quest upstairs. And she says, so you tell her of her mother's concerns where she's supposed to be getting some work done. And the young girl gasps with almost theatrical drama. Oh no, I totally forgot about the flowers. Will you help me gather them? It will go twice as quickly with you by my side. That is, if you have the time. Of course. Of course, we will come and help you. So in this area, again, I do a lot of that select use to pick up the various things. And I know that there's 2 flowers in this area, so we pick those up. And I know if I go south a little bit here, by the south guest house, if I hang a left, then I'm going to find 2 more sets of flowers over here, so that'll put me at 4. So I do that, click the other one. Dun, 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 dun. All right, and then we go back out to the walkway. Alright, I went ahead and mounted up. So we're gonna go past this this carriage here, and then we're gonna hang another left, and we're gonna find 3 sets of flowers over here. So there's 1, and then we go a little bit south, and we're gonna find 2 more down here. I just love all the people dancing around. Like, I love how they've filled up Minas Tirith with a lot of happy people. It's pretty awesome. You know, after all the war and darkness and everything, it's kind of nice. Okay, so now we're gonna walk across the street and pick up another set of flowers, and that will put us at 8. And we go south just a smidge more, and there's 2 more sets of flowers in here. So after we pick up these, we're gonna mount back up. We gotta go back to the florist's daughter and give her the flowers. Now, spoilers, she's gonna tell us that she was supposed to make floral crowns with them, and she kinda didn't get around to doing her work, so she's gonna ask us if we don't mind doing them for her. So before we say goodbye to her, she has a little space set out that we can use where we'll be making the floral crowns for her. And then we're gonna take those floral crowns back up to the top and give them to her mom, the florist, once we're done. But first, so you notice the florist's daughter, she's like running around. Oop. All right, I'm gonna click on you, who's clicked on her. There we go. She's like, I was right, you found twice as much as me. You can see the blankets you can use the blankets to put down your flowers. And you know, you've already done so much for me, but if we were to weave these into crowns, it'll make her smile so much. And so, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna walk over to this blanket and we're gonna make the little crowns and we're done. So, and then she's gonna go have dinner with her father and we're gonna let her mother know about that. But that's not until we get back up to the top, which is not happening yet. Okay. So we're gonna try a slight different thing. Okay, go ahead. I'll follow you. I'll follow you. We'll go to the stable master. Oh, well, you're gonna be faster. So normally what I do is I go south from here. But we were gonna try something different. Okay, I'm ready to go. Okay. So they're gonna try going south and I'm gonna try going north to the stable master and see if this is faster. So basically we want to go up to the next tier, which is the 2nd tier, also known as the soldier's tier. So we're going to talk to the stable master guy here. And we're going to go to the soldier's tier. Now, if this is your first time running through this, you won't be able to do that because all the other levels will be locked. The only one that's going to be available to you is the high stables, so you can go up and get the quests, but you have to actually ride up to this tier and possibly interact with the stable master before the other stable masters then just magically unlock for you. So it looks like going back to the stable master might have been faster, so I might reword my guide a little bit. Okay, so the festival has been exciting, he says. It's been months since he's been able to produce a single painting. This guy is an artist. But to visit Minas Tirith has finally given me inspiration. Unfortunately, I can't put a brush to canvas until I obtain some ingredients. And he's gotten lost. So, excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and pick up his quest. And he's going to send us to like 3 different people. He needs some charcoal. He needs some clay. Something else. Flowers, I think. Yeah. Okay, so pick that up, and we're going to go south to the Splintered Shield. And there's 3 quests that we're going to accomplish in the Splintered Shield. So Art, I might follow you again. I find that awfully convenient. It's nice to have a friend to follow. So if you have any questions about what we're doing here, definitely pipe up in the chat, let me know, and I will answer, to the best of my abilities. So, and then after we get a little bit further up, when we get up to the 3rd tier, which is the craftsman's tier, we're going to go into the Hall of Crafting, and we're going to talk to somebody there. And so we're going to pause the running around Minas Tirith for a moment then, so I can show you a whole bunch of quests that take place outside of Minas Tirith and how that goes. But first we're going to go, I have such a routine with this that if I do it out of order, it really throws me off. So we're going to do it like that, with the expectation that I will go out of order at that point. So just for you, because I like you people, we're going to go outside my normal routine. Okay, so we want to talk to this flower peddler here, and he has a lot to say, but basically he's been drinking too much, and the minstrels are making too much noise for his poor sore head. So he has asked us to throw a coin at the peoples. Ready? Go. So he's given us some coins. We're going to toss coins at the noisy minstrels. And he says, "Pity, I was just about to sing the ballad of the rotted fruit and the honeybee." Which I totally want to write that now. I feel like I need to perform that at a Green Dragon Friday, because that would be hilarious. Ready? Go. So we try to do it at the same time or close to each other because it is an induction sort of thing. And once, the character, the NPC there, has done their thing, they have a couple words to say, and then they go wandering off. Now they do come back. I mean, they're persistent musicians. But in order for both of us to get credit at the same time and not have to wait, it's nice if you kind of coordinate a little bit. So this is also a place that you come to. Go. Whoops, I missed her. There we go. That you come to if you're doing part of that epic, the Volume 5 epic that I was mentioning before. You'll end up over there where those people are gathered, the men of Gondor and the women of Gondor. And there's a little bit of a chit-chat that happens there with Gimli and another fellow that they've been also having a bit of the ale. Oops, hang on a second. All right. Going slowly on the stairs here. Here we go. I get so annoyed when I fall off, so I'm just doing it slowly. So this is the next place. So again, this, ready? Go. I don't have all the details of this part written in here because, again, I'm familiar enough with the quest, but if you do need help with this, that's where you want to go to Fibro Jedi's guide, because this guide's really good. He always puts together these fantastic guides. All right, ready? Go. So this will be the last minstrel. So that completes that quest. Well, not completes. That's all that we need to accomplish for that quest, and then we'll go back up to the top and turn that in. Now, there's 4 barrels of ale in 4 different locations around the city. And so this is one of the locations where you're picking them up. So make sure you grab this barrel of ale down here. And then, see, notice the flutist is back. The flautist, so that doesn't take too long. Now, one of the other quests you have is about bringing a very specific barrel of ale. And so what you have here is this table here Let me take the names off. So you see I have this table here with these glasses of sparkling wine. And you'll have to pick the one that's the right one. So if you click on one that's not the right one, it gives you these funny things like it smells like old dog or something like that. But basically you want to find the right one. Well, they're always in the same place in the sense that the ones that are the wrong ones are like these 4 are always here. And this makes a V here. Those are always there. So this is our odd one out of place. So that's the one, that's the correct one. So remember those old, like in the newspaper, the things where you had to be like, you know, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that, figure out what's different between these 2 pictures. That's kind of what you're doing here. You have to figure out, okay, this is the normal thing. This is what's correct. Which one is out of place? And so we found the one that was out of place. Once we've done that, we can pop over here and grab this barrel of wine. Oh, before I leave the basement, I'm going to show you something funny. So you'll notice there's a little bit of a path kind of back here. So, and there's a kind of a surly looking person standing by here. Like, what's going on? It's like a little fight club down in the basement. So there's, as far as I know, there's no quests that bring us down here for anything. Like I haven't come up with any reason to come down here aside from it's just kind of funny. So there we go. Easter egg for you. Bizarre little Easter egg. Okay, so now we need to go and let the florist, the florist know that we had a chat with the musicians and they're gonna quiet down for him for a little while. And then I'll give him a side eye and be like, well, maybe you should go find some place to lay down, dude. But yeah, so anyway. Yeah, right, he should go up to the houses of healing. They tell him to quiet down up there. That'd be a great idea. All right, Grumpy, there you go. All right, so we finished that. So back to the thing. All right, so after we finish that, we need to go out and keep going some more south. And we want to go to the Mumak and Keep because we need to pick up another barrel there. So we're gonna head out the door. Excellent. Hello, nearly everyone. Hello, Skybird UK. How are things? Are you actually from the UK? And if so, how are things there today? So I'm going to go ahead and mount up and we're going to continue going south and go to the Mumak and Keep, which is at the end of the map. So I'll show you on the map. So, and it's got the, it's lit up for us because I do have this quest active in my quest log on the side. So you'll see that we're going to this ring over here. So it is like pretty close to the end. So you just kind of have, you know, keep jigging and jogging and going around. You're from the UK, things aren't too bad at the moment. Well, that is good. It got really hot here in the Netherlands for a few days last week. And that was yucky, I didn't like that. So I am very glad that it has cooled down. All right, so there I just did that select and use thing like we were talking about before. Now, okay, so we did that. So now it says, after the Mumak and Keep, use your milestone. So we're gonna use our milestones and go back to the bottom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hello there in the chat. How are you today? So for those of you who are just sliding in, we are following along on the little quick guide that I put together to kind of zoom us through Midsummer, Minas Tirith and get through our quests as quickly as we can. So after we have popped down to the milestone, we're going to take the Stable Master to the Craftsman's tier, and we're going to dismount and head down the ramp because we have stuff to do down the ramp. So technically we're not going to the Craftsman's tier, we're going to the one below it, but the fastest way to get to where we're going in that tier is to use the ramp to the Craftsman's tier. So what it does is that when it resolves, you'll be part way up the ramp. So you go ahead and dismount right away. And then you can go down the ramp. And I usually mount up at this point because I'm going to do a little running around and it's just faster. Plus, Minas Tirith, they let you ride your horses through the streets. They encourage that sort of thing around here. Okay, so we're going to talk to this gardener. Artistic direction, the guy who's now going to paint Minas Tirith. We're going to give some flowers from this gardener. And then he's also going to give us a follow-on quest that's up on the next tier. So, or not a follow-on, but his own quest. But that is upstairs. So we're not going to do that yet. But kitty corner from him, we've got this worried woman over here. And she has lost her engagement ring. One of these pesky dogs is teasing her and has taken it and run off. So we have to go find the dog that has it. And I am going to go find the dog that you clicked on. Uh-oh, I unclicked. Dang it. Where'd it go? All right. Come here, dog. Hey, hey. See, it says, you found the ring. So you notice that they keep wandering around. So you kind of have to be a little quick on the keyboard.
How can I be of service?
But yes, so what just happened there is Arda found it, and I was able to click on the same dog that she had clicked on, and it also had the ring. So that's convenient. So if you're running around with somebody else, that can be really handy. And if you ever want to see what somebody else has clicked on, you can, click on their name if you're in a fellowship, and it'll show you, for example, she's clicked on herself. So you can see who they're clicked on. Now she's clicked on me. And so then you can click on that, and that changes your focus. So that's really convenient. Okay, so we are up on the craftsman's tier because that was the next thing that we're supposed to do. One of the things we need to do is to pick up these wedding supplies, and there's boxes of wedding supplies on this tier and this tier only. So she's gonna grab that one. I'm gonna grab this one. Now they're kind of tied, those two. So when you pick up one, you can't pick up the other. Like that one is no longer available to me. So you need 5 out of the pairs and clusters that are out there. Okay, this potter is nearby. We're gonna stop and say hello and get the next piece of that artist downstairs, get his thing. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. Yes, the dog swallowed the ring. You'll get it back in 24 hours. The dog's just carrying it around in his teeth in this case, thank goodness. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a left here. I'm gonna grab these wedding supplies. Oh, unless that person got to them first, we'll see. Okay, looks like I got to them. So they will respawn, so that's very handy. So there's a set there, and then there's a set down here. Now, I haven't found like a pairing for these. As far as I can tell, they're unique, each one of them. So you just kind of wait for them to respawn, or you just keep going because there's more than 5 sets out there. So you've got time to get stuff. Okay, so we're in the hall, or the House of Craft here in Minas Tirith. And so you'll notice that we've got, workbenches, and we've got like the oven, and there's also, there's all the crafting stations are in here. You also have access to your vault. There's a vault keeper over by where one of the other boxes of supplies might be. You've got a provisioner here. So you've got everything you might possibly need. I'm gonna grab those supplies while they're back real quick, actually. So you've got the guild people. So, I mean, it's like a full service crafting place here. So the reason I bring this up is because there's 2 quest givers in here to chat with, and one of them pertains to this space. So this is Melthend, or Melthend, however she pronounces her name, I'm not quite sure. But when you talk to her, she has 4 quests. So you've got, and they're all called Without a Hitch. There's the celebratory snack, there's the wedding favor, there's the banners for the newlywed, and the drinking horns. Now, I have picked up a couple of these in my tour around. I'm gonna show you where you get these from, and then I'm gonna show you what you do with them. So basically, there's 4 different kinds of kits that you can get. Those kits can be put together by different kinds of crafters. So, for example, I'm a yeoman, which means I can cook things and I can do tailor things. So from this lady here, if you go to her barter items, she has the kits, but don't worry about that. You don't need to buy them from her. But she has the recipes. So you will not by default have these recipes. You have to buy them from her first, which I have done. So I have purchased from her the banner of the newlywed, recipe. So I know now how to create those if I have a kit. Well, as it turns out, I have 2 of these kits. So yes, I can now, perform that and create these banners of the newlywed down here. Same thing for Cook. For Cook, it's a strawberry buns that she wants. And this is all apprentice level. So it should be stuff that you can do once you've picked a craft, a profession, or the vocation, where you have then those 3 professions. Once you've done that, you should be able to come in here and buy the appropriate recipe that you need from her. Now, they do cost 1 festival token each. So if you are a brand new character, you might not have any tokens yet. So you might have to come back for this, but that's okay, right? You just kind of stick this stuff in your back pocket and keep on going. Oh, which reminds me that they did extend the festival for, it's in the thing I already posted. So the festival now runs till July 12th at 3 a.m. So really through the 11th. So you've got some extra time, but you can only do these 4 quests each once a day. You can do all 4 of them, but you can only do it one day. And then you have to wait till the next day to do all 4 of them again. They're dailies. So I have, again, these 2 here, and then I have some in my bag. And I have already gotten the recipes that I need. Okay, so we're going to shift our brains. We're going to leave Minas Tirith because we want to go get some of these kits. And there are places, yes, you didn't realize they were daily at first, so he was going to stack up all those kits and then just try to run through them all at the end and get a ton of tokens. Doesn't work that way. You can only do each one of those. Like I can do a celebratory snack once a day. I can do a wedding favor once a day. I can do the banners once a day, and I can do the drinking horns once a day. So that's 4 quests I can do, which is fantastic. Really helps towards those 10. Get you a bunch of tokens because they give you 3 tokens each. So you see, deliver strawberry buns to her. I need to give her 6. And she'll give me 3 Midsummer tokens, and it does count towards my daily wrapper. But yeah, I need to go get the stuff. Okay, so we are going to start with Bree. So each of the starting areas, so you've got Bree, the town, the city. You've got the party tree. You've got Ered Luin, so you've got Ered Luin South, so there's 1 in Calendim and 1 in Dulin. And then you've got Ered Luin North, so you've got 2 quests up by Thorin's Gate. Each one of these places, there's 2 quests total in each of these 4 different places, so 8 quests altogether. And each pair will give you a kit. Each one of the pair will give you a kit. So we're going to talk to this lady over here. Yeah, and each region is kit specific. So once she resolves here, there we go. So Rona Turner. Oh, I picked this up already. Ha! I forgot I picked this up like 3 days ago, and I keep forgetting to get it done. So from her, I picked up. Yeah. My quest tracker's full. Now it's not. Okay. So from her, I picked up this quest called All Fired Up because she's she does ceramics. So she's always firing stuff in the kiln. Get it? All fired up. So she had an assistant. They broke a whole bunch of stuff, so she needs to make more stuff. So she needs us to go get some clay, get some pine logs so she can put it in the kiln. She needs some willow boughs because those are impressions that she's putting on there. And the tatter, I can't remember, but we need to talk to the tatter for some stuff. Okay, so that's one of the 2 quests in Bree. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so first thing, I think we should go north. Because we need to go up here to get the logs. We need to go down here to talk to the tatter. We need to go out here to get the willows. And we need to go up here to get the clay. So you can see it's kind of a little chain of areas that we need to go. So because we picked it up from her right there, we're just going to go out the north gate. And the logs, you're going to be able to find 4 of them on this side of the river, and there's 4 on the other side of the river. So you could do 3 and 3. You can, do it whatever makes sense to you. But this is what you're looking for, this thing that says cut pine logs. Oh, right. You are new. Hang on, let me take out some things. So So Arda is joining me today, having started a brand new character because we were trying to make sure we got all of the different vocations, so we could show you all the things that you can make. But I forgot that things are red to her in this area. So let me do a little huntering. There we go. Awesome. Oh, nice decoy. Okay, so we're picking up some pine logs out here. I have, this will be number 3. There's one more up the hill up here. And then we're going to go across the river, and I will try to keep her alive. Kind of forgot about that. Glad you said something. I'm just going to stay on foot so I can try and keep an eye out. Yes, elves can sometimes make it across the river while they're mounted, but hobbits not so much. Pony's legs are too short. All right, so here's some more pine logs. We're going to grab these. All right, cool. There's nobody else currently within our range. And then there's another set of pine logs up here, so we're going to grab those. And then we're going to head north past some big scary things, but we could take the road. In fact, maybe I'll follow you. Okay, go for it. Okay, so this is one of the 2 quests in Bree, and when we finish this quest, I'll show you, it will give us a banner of the newlywed kit. And then there's one inside the prancing pony that we pick up from Barliman. And once we complete that, he'll also give us a banner kit. So that will give us a total of 2 kits from doing stuff in the Bree area. 2 banner kits from Bree. Bree banners. Oh, you probably can't pick that up, can you? I just realized that you can't. Okay, so when we get out here, there's these clay formations. Go ahead and take the island. There's clay around the perimeter of the island, and then there's also clay along the banks here. Now, unfortunately, it's not fellowship wide, so each of us is collecting our own clay, and there's like 4 to 5 clay in each of these locations. So what you end up doing is you collect your 4 to 5, and then you kind of wait for them to respawn. Okay. So I know there's 5 along this bank. Oh, there's some more on the other island. Okay. Spiffy. That's convenient. Okay. So I guess there is more than just the 5, just 10, more than just 10. Well, that's good. So you think there's another one on this bank?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm just going to keep going.
I'm at it right now.
Ash branches aren't going to do me any good.
Get on the shore.
I'm checking the shoreline. I guess that is the nearest one. Okay. I thought there might be some in the north part of the shoreline. I thought I'd check. All right. So the way I normally do this is, we start at Bree. I go north, get the wood, get the clay, and then we're going to pop back to Bree. You might not have South Bree. Oh, yeah, once you talk to the Bree stable master, you probably can.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
It's okay. You can go past Parliament.
Oh, that's true. We could do it that way. Sure. So, what I usually do is once I get back, so then I port myself back to Bree because I'm a hunter, right? And that's, why wouldn't you be a hunter? Hunters are the best. So I port myself back to Bree. Do you have South Bree? Ah, okay. So, you know what? I'll just follow you then. Right? Are you going to Barliman?
Sure.
Okay. So I usually port myself to South Bree and then come start from the south and go north. But we'll do it the other way around. We'll start at the north part of Bree, or the west gate technically, and go through Prancing Pony, go talk to the Tatter, go get the willow branches, and then come back. So we can do that. You haven't done any of the festivals yet. Well, it depends on what you're after. I like housing items, and I like the cosmetics, and experience ain't bad either. So, okay, so this is the other one we're going to pick up, and this is filled to the brim. So basically, he's got a lot of revelers. More people have shown up than he was expecting. And so there's abandoned mugs, and drunken revelers. And we want to get the people, oops, I didn't actually take the quest. We want to get the people off the tables, and we want to get the debris off the floor. So what I normally do is I start with the mugs, because the mugs are the kind of the longer stick here. So there's about 4 mugs in this main room that you can pick up. And you'll notice there's revelers all over the place. And if you're in here and other people are doing it, you know, they might get one before you get to it. But there's so many people, there's so many people partying around here. So, all right, so we've got 2 mugs over here by the fireplace, and she's phasing again. There's a little hobbit back here, a drunken reveler, and sometimes she just doesn't quite get to where she's supposed to be, and so she phases in and out. She cracks me up. But does it count? Yeah, she's supposed to walk away and disappear, and then she ends up back on the table, but something went wrong with her. So it's the Hobbit ghost. The ghost. All right, so there's one behind Barliman, a mug, not a ghost. Hey, Barliman, there's a ghost. She's over by the fireplace. Watch out. All right, we'll go ahead and talk to this reveler while we're right here. And we're gonna, now there's another mug right here by the door. So if you're doing that, you know, click and choose thing, sometimes you might get the door by mistake. All right, I continue down the hallway, and there's 2 mugs in this room, and that will finish off the mugs. So while I'm here, I might as well coax down a person. Hey, come on down, bud. I don't even remember getting up here. We'll coax this one down. I don't think I could coax her down. Well, I could try, but I don't think it counts. Picking up the mug, the ghost of Old Took. So there is a silver chipmunk that you can get as part of this festival as a cosmetic pet. And I have renamed mine the Ghost of Old Took. Because it's just so good. All right, so we've got 4 people off the tables. Let's find 2 more. They're everywhere, I tell you. Here's another one. Come on down, little hobbit. And, oh, look, there's 2 more. See, they just keep popping right back up. They just can't help themselves. All right, I suppose I have danced quite enough, she says. So, I have done everything that Butterbur needed me to do. So I go back to him, and I turn in the quest. Fill to the brim. They left stuff where? What? Oh my gosh. Thanks for your help. And he gives me one of those kits. Oh, I have my task carryalls with me, and sorry, my crafting carryalls, and they just pop themselves right in there. So let's see. Is it in this one? It's not in that one. Let's try the other one. I have 3 of these with me right now. There we go. So like the strawberry bun baking kit and the banner of the newlywed kit have just popped themselves into my crafting carryall. So I've got 5 of the strawberry buns and 3 of the banners at the moment. What I like to do is I like to stack them up because I'm going to use crit items. And if you're really smart, you use a scroll to give you additional crit, which I forget to do. But Arta's really good at remembering to do that. Okay, so we're going to head out, and we're going to go talk to the Tatter. So, you know, I used to run conventions, and we had we'd have a vendor room, and one of our vendors one time was a Tatter, and she used to make all these really cool things because we did steampunk, and we did sci-fi and fantasy and stuff. And she was called the Mad Tatter. I like that. That's clever. I liked it. It was good. Back at the boar statue. Hold on. Distraction. Look, squirrel. So we have, let's see, Filbert Fig is gone, but we have Rowan Raspberry, and she's got cool stuff. So for Figments of Splendor, which you can get from doing those wrappers on the festival, and under housing items, housing decorations, there's a new thing called the Herbalist Table, and it's a table, like a crafting table, and it has like all these different plants and things. I mean, it looks like something you would find in somebody's gardening shed, and it's fantastic, and it is a scholar's study. So it is an actual crafting table for scholars. That's fantastic. I highly recommend you check that out.
I have enough for the little pink pig.
You can get the little pink pig. You should save up your money, though. Don't.
Fair enough.
Okay, never mind. All right, Artist picked up a pig. Are you showing us the pig, or are you going to take us down to the tatter?
I can learn how to summon it.
All right, there we go. There's York, the little pink pig. Very cute. Is he York from the Shire? Hey, now he's a Klein Varken. Excellent. Kleine Varken. He's just like little pig in Dutch. Because we live in the Netherlands, so we tend to rename our pets Dutch names or Dutch words. Okay, so if we go down here, not far from where the mayor's office is, and where they have these mannequins that with the outfits that you can buy, and they change out once a month. So that's where we find Maud Tatter.
Greetings, friend.
And, oh yeah, lace. She needed lace for the stuff. Okay, so we've done that. Art's having a chat. Now we're going to go outside the south gate of Bree. While we're down here, you should say hi to the stable master. So, yeah. So, okay, we're going to keep traveling here. And then we're going to go out the south gate, and then just a little bit further down is where we'll find those branches that we're looking for. So, yep, just a reminder that there has been kind of an uptick in the gold spammers recently. Unfortunately, people are clicking on links, and they're bad links, and their accounts are getting hijacked by nefarious people. So, just a reminder, don't click on links unless it's from like a trusted source or from an SSG employee. Please, 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 please do be careful out there. Yeah, and this is why, like, in our chat, you're not allowed to just, in general, put links. Streamers and mods are allowed to do that, and we have to, you know, respect that that ability that we have. So, because we want to make sure to keep our communities safe. So please, please, please do not click on things unless you are getting it from a trusted source. All right, so we came down south, as you may have noticed, out the south gate, and we came down here across this little lake area, and we have collected some willow boughs. So now we need to go back to Rona Turner. Are you nearby? There you are. Hold up. I'm going to just teleport us. So I'm going to take us back to the gate of Bree. There we go. Yes. Yeah, not every bad link looks like super suspicious donotclick.com. Sometimes a link looks like, you know, something you almost recognize.com. So just be careful out there, y'all. Okay, so we are going to go back to Rona Turner, who was over at the by the crafting stations out here at West Bree, at the West Bree gate. Oops, I stopped myself. There we go. All right, she's like, you haven't any idea how much this means to me. I probably will need more help until I find a new apprentice too. Please come see me again. And it's a daily, so you can come back and do this again tomorrow. So we get some legendary item experience. We get some a Midsummer token, but we do get one of those kits. And the kits cost 2 Midsummer tokens, so it's almost like getting 3. I say that because all the other quests give you 3 tokens in Minas Tirith. Okay, so I am going to take us to my campfire, which I have set to the hill. So I suggest that if you are a hunter, that you, during festivals, consider, you know, connecting to the hill, because that makes it really convenient for getting around and getting these various quests. So this is location number 2 for us. There are 2 quests here, just like I was saying. Yes, much better. Back in the Shire. Yay. Oh, and your hat is blue. All right, so we are going to pop down here first, and there is a sneaky hobbit. Hobbits are never sneaky. What are you talking about? Oh, we're all sneaky. So it's like sneaky hobbit, like redundant. She says, aha, yes, you will do perfectly. Listen, if you could do me a favor, I'd really appreciate it. We have a wedding planned. See, it's kind of a theme. And let's say the bride would really appreciate it if some of our more troublesome neighbors were not in attendance. I have a stack of invitations whose information might be a bit misleading, if you catch my drift. If you could deliver these to our good neighbors, I know the bride would really appreciate it. So we'll go ahead and accept that. And this is going to give us some of the strawberry bun kits. So she and the other person here in the Shire, they've got the strawberry bun kits. So you'll notice that each of these locations, each of these regions gives you a different type of kit. So we're in the Shire, so we're getting food. So those are the different people that we're going to give these fake invitations to. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and do another thing. But first, hang on. Elders has posted a link. Boy, you know how to get my attention, don't you? News on the legendary servers. All right, what is it? What is it? So I have an idea that it's going to be soon. Haha! I knew it. I knew it would be before the end of the month. Our new legendary servers. This is from a tweet that they sent out. It says, our new legendary servers of Shadowfax and Treebeard arrive on June 30th. These two servers will allow you to enjoy the legendary experience more quickly or more slowly, depending on preference. Slowly. We'll have more information on launch day as well. That's exciting. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Elda. That's fantastic. Okay, so they don't have a page set up for it yet, is my guess then. So what they're planning to do is at like lotro.com/legendary or something like that, they're going to have a page where they talk a little bit more in depth about this. So I had a feeling this was going to happen because of two things. They had said, Cordovan and who's the executive producer? Severlin had mentioned this in a chat that they did because Cord streams on Fridays here on the Lotro Twitch channel. And so they had mentioned in a chat they did Friday or two ago. Yeah. That this is not one of those dodgy links. You can click on it. That they were hoping to get it out before. Well, he said something about this month. Well, this is June. And June only has 30 days, so they've only got like 6 days left if they're talking about this month. The other reason I thought something might happen is because the festival just mysteriously Tuesday, Cord announced that the festival was getting extended until the 11th, which I thought was interesting because the last time they extended a festival, I think it was because there was like a major outage or like there was a reason, right? Like, you know, there was things going on, and so there was reasons why you might want to extend it. But nothing was going on like that, so I thought, well, that's really odd that they just extended it for no known reason. So what was the reason? Well, I've also noticed that SSG tends to like have multiple things going at the same time, which drives me crazy because it's like I want to do all the things, so I have to pick and choose. So yes, we were discussing this earlier, and I'm like, I bet they want to get it open and have it running during the festival at the same time. And then Arda was like, yeah, and then also if the festival, to complete all the wrappers, if that takes 12 days, they probably want to have the festival running for 12 days while the new legendary servers are open. So, haha, suspicions confirmed. I'm a clever hobbit. Neener. All right, so, woohoo! All right, yeah, we're definitely going to be checking out Treebeard. I'm excited about that. So if you are going to join Treebeard, let me know. I'm excited to see who else is going to be there. Okay, so this is a quest called Flowers That Fester. And she is a troublesome hobbit, a troublesome tween, as they say. But basically, she just she's mischievous. So she wants to decorate the tables with smelly flowers. But, you know, people are keeping an eye on her because they know that she's usually up to something. So she's asked us to take care of it for her instead. I'm like, sure. We'll go and decorate these tables with their smelly flowers. So the thing with this is that I don't think stealth works for this, but you'll notice that Kaltha's helper over there, we have to avoid them. It's kind of like, you know, the hungry hobbits and that sort of thing. And the vase is right there on the table. So that's where we're headed to. There's 2 of these. So we've got one here. And then, I wonder if we can go north. I feel like the other... Oh, and they're only watching when they're moving. Oh, that's convenient. Okay, so here's the other vase. Let's see if I can sneak in there real quick. I don't know. He's right there. Okay, I got in on time. And then while I'm in the area, there's a troublesome hobbit over here that we're going to give one of these fake invitations to. This better be better than the last party they threw. Can you believe they made us all leave after only 2 days? And you wonder why he's not being invited. Yes. All right, there's another one of these hobbits that we're going to give a fake invitation to, and they're not too far from the gaffer. She's usually walking up and down this road. So we'll give her an invitation. So remember, we've got 8 of those invitations to deliver. So basically, one's by the party tree, 6 of them kind of go south, and then one's up by Bag End, by Corella. No, not Corella Deville. Lobelia. Okay, so we're turning in the smelly flowers one, and again, she's going to give us a midsummer token and a strawberry bun baking kit. So, yay for that. All right, so we're gonna keep moving on. I'll follow you to the next invitation drop. So the question is, did they ever mention what small update they are going to have for the game? They didn't do server maintenance on Wednesday because they're going to do a minor update to the game on Thursday. It was postponed. Yeah, they didn't mention what that small update was going to be. So there was something. What did I see? I try to keep track of the tweets, and see what's out there, but I don't recall if there was anything. Yeah, I don't think they really said what was what or why they didn't get around to it. Like maybe they're going to change the way a fishing pole looks or something. No, I don't think it was that. It was something that they were talking about that was. Let's see. Now they shifted for the fall of Khazad-dûm. They shifted the start date for tier 4 and 5 for the raid, the fall of Khazad-dûm, to be July 1st and July 15th. They said there's another tweet, they're targeting early next week for the patch. Yeah, I don't see anything about anything in particular that they're talking about. So, yeah, I don't know. My guess is it wasn't too big of a thing. Oh, here's another troublesome hobbit walking around here. So we're gonna watch him watch her walk away. Come back here, lady. All right, there we go. She's like, oh, I hope they have some food. Yes, they'll have some food. But you're not gonna get some.
How do you do?
Oh, she's gonna get a new dress and some shoes. May I recommend the festival? Well, maybe not shoes. Like, what hobbit wears shoes? Like, what crazy lady? No wonder they're not inviting her.
She's gonna throw them at the bride.
She's gonna throw her shoes at the bride. Yeah, that could be it. I knew Lobelia was wrong about them not inviting me. Wait till I show her this. I think that's the guy who wanders by the sheep.
Pick up the stable master.
Yeah, if you're brand new, make sure you grab the stable master while you're here. Here's a troublesome hobbit.
Good day.
What's this? An invitation? Of course I'll be there. All right, so that puts me at 6. So there should be one more down here. Here he is. And aha, my wife will finally stop asking after this now. So then I'm gonna pop us back up to the hill. Did you get all yours down here? Okay. And go to the hobbit that's up by Lobelia. And then we'll be able to come back down and turn this one in. We'll have a second baking kit from these folks. So boom, 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 boom. It goes pretty fast. So pretty awesome. Can I follow you for a moment? Okay, you follow me. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to sneak by a fence. Let's see if I did it or not. Or if I ended up leaving you behind. Where did I go? Oh, there I am. And zoom. And then we're going to come in through here. And there's our final troublesome hobbit here at Bag End. So, all right, make sure you get that one. And then off we go. So because the festival is extended and I stream on Thursdays, so I was going to do 3 weeks of festival streaming, but now I'll be able to do 4 weeks of festival streaming. So cool thing is I'll probably do the 4th week on Treebeard. So that'll be fun. All right. She says, haha, excellent. The bride will be most pleased, and my larders will not be as strained as the last wedding. What a disaster that was. Thank you for your help, friend. Oh, I would invite you to the wedding too. However, I'm sure you're quite too busy to attend. Good day. So there we go. We did not get an invitation also. Okay, so now I can take us to Thorin's Hall. So we'll go ahead and do that one. And there's 2 up there. And one of them is a little more annoying than the other one, but it's okay. We'll do it just because, I want to make sure you all get a chance to see these in action. Now, when it's just me, I have a tendency to skip one of these because it just, I don't know. It sends me too far away. But, you know, I like you people. So I will, yeah, we're going to do the beards thing. Oh, did I? I think I closed the door on myself. Hold on. I do that sometimes. It looked like it was closed, so I was trying to open it, but it probably was already open. There we go. See, that one's already open. Okay, so, sorry. We arrived at Thorns Hall. You do that thing where you go in, like, where they do the beer brawl and all that, but, you know, but when you come in, you just make a U-turn, and it looks like you're going to go straight back out, and it takes you into the inn. That's what we try to do. So, here we have, like, you know, the bartender and the dance leader. So if you still need to know the dwarf dances, that guy here, he's your guy. If you're doing Inn League or Ale Association, we've got some quest givers over here. We're not going to worry about that right now. But the Inn League Association and the Inn League and the Ale Association are both active during this festival. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, we're going to talk to Scorgy here. He's our beleaguered barber. He says, "Bah! Don't tell me you need a trim as well." Scorgy turns his face to you and he carefully inspects your hair. No, you don't. Good for you and good for me. Ha ha. Every midsummer it's the same thing. Every dwarf I've ever seen in Thorns Hall comes to me for a trim and to have their beards shine for the festivities. But I'm just one dwarf. I would not dare ask you to trim the beards of my kinfolk, but would you shine their beards for me? You just may want to tell them that it is on my behalf before you touch their beards, or, you know, they might return to me with one fewer hands. All right, so we're going to go make these dwarves look prettier. So here's an unkempt dwarf. Oh, I'll hop down off my mount for the next one. We're shining up his beard, and now he's all shiny. See, he's all shiny. And it says, Scorgy has trained you well, it seems. Let's see, sometimes there's one over in this area. And sometimes there's one over here by the door. Yes, here's one. Okay, so here we go. See, and we do this cute little emote. Like, that emote cracks me up. Aye, that'll do. All right, let's see if we can find another one. So sometimes there's one over here. So we don't see one over there today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mount up here in a second. So it used to be that you had to get a little ways out of that inn area before you could mount up. But we discovered recently that you can mount up down there. So they changed it at some point. So that's kind of exciting. Didn't know that was a thing. Okay, so here we are out in the main space of Thorns Hall. So we are over on this corner over here. And the quest giver for quest number 2 is up here at the top. So we want to actually go up that way. So I'm going to look for some dwarves that might need their beards shined on my way. All right, let's see if you can see the emote this time. Let me get a little closer to him. All right, here we go. Isn't that great? It just cracks me up. I have no idea what emote that is otherwise, but I love it. I need that emote for something. I don't know what. Oh, there's another one over here. Okay, cool. So we'll check in on this guy. We'll fix his beard real quick. Fix him up. Hey, he's got a big old bright braided beard and everything. I guess I caught him from behind there. So I'm very talented, you know, being able to shine up his beard while he wasn't even looking at me. Sneaky habits, let me tell you. Okay, so we're going to run through this really hot room. And at the other end of it, here is Slagin, or Slagin, or Slagin. Anyway, he says, well met, friend. Some of the graybeards wish to create gifts for their spouses, but at their age, they can no longer venture out to gather materials, and we are busy with our own tasks. Still, they remain stubborn in their pride and refuse to ask others for help. Such love is a rare thing, especially among us dwarves, and I wish to see them happy. They only need silver, sapphires, and sand from the Silver Deep Mine, as well as bones from nearby wildlife. Not evil creatures, mind you. I doubt the graybeards would appreciate that. So we have 4 different things we have to go and collect. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right, so let me port us back to the beginning. Yes, you will help me. I know you will. It's a good thing. So these are the kinds of quests that it is more fun to do when you have somebody with you. All right, so as I have mentioned, we are doing the Midsummer Festival over here on Lord of the Rings Online. And I'm going to follow you for a moment. So if you are wanting to get some more details about, what's going on, how to do the festival, all those sorts of things, Fibro Jedi, and I've just put this into the chat, Fibro Jedi has a fantastic guide on, how to find things, what to find, all of that sort of thing. Where to go, who to talk to, what you're looking for. Okay, so we were looking for bones. That is one of the two suitable bones that we needed. You didn't get any bones?
No, non-evil bones.
Non-evil bones. So cave claws don't count, apparently. I guess they're evil. I don't know. I don't get it. Good. I have 2. So hopefully you do as well. Did you get your second?
I just leveled.
You just leveled, yes. But did you get 2 things?
Yes.
Okay. I know you leveled. Did you get stuff? It's the important thing. Okay, so Art is going to take us over to the Silver Deep Mine, which isn't that far. It's over here. It's just right over here.
It was a lot longer
I know.
at level 5.
I complain. Yeah, that's true. It seems a lot further at level 5. Oh my gosh, Art is probably just discovering these places for the first time and getting a whole bunch of new deeds. It's fantastic. Okay, so there's going to be a bunch of cave claws in here, which we don't need. They're evil, so it wouldn't have mattered. But so when you first come in, there's some sand right behind this rock. So make sure you don't walk past it. I have walked past it before. Because that's one of the 2 piles of sand that you need. And there's only 2 piles of sand in here. So, you kind of got to get them both. As far as I know. Like, we tend to get all the stuff and then we leave. I don't keep going. I've been here before. Don't need to stick around. Oh, the goblin saw you. I guess I should, actually try to hit things then. Ew. I'm not trying to hit the pile of sand. Let me shoot things. There we go. Oh, I haven't hit any goblins. Huh. I just got a new deed. Goblin Slayer. I don't spend a lot of time up here. It's them dwarves. They're nice when they come visit us in the Shire, but I don't feel a need to visit them too much. I know, I'm terrible. All right, well, I'll hit another one. Let's see if we can take this guy out in one shot. There we go, that's better. Okay, so here we go with the silver that we need to pick up. And I got 1 sapphire as we were coming through. So you got 2 sand, 1 sapphire, then you pick up 1 silver and the second silver, and then your last sapphire is just after that. There we go. So yeah, so if you have any questions about the festival or where to find things, any resources where you can learn more about how to do things, hit me up. I try to find out where stuff is at and I can share that with others. So I'm going to port us back, so don't go too far. So we are here. We're going to go back to Thorns and turn that in. Nice flip. I like it. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to have all the travel skills that I have when we start over on Treebeard. Oh, that's going to be tough.
Did you get your dwarves?
I need 2 more dwarves. So we're going to go back into the main hall. Good thing is they're kind of all over the place once you get in here. I think Art already got all of hers. So it looks like, whoops, I might have one. Yeah, I think I was going to say, I see a ring on my map. All right, let's emote at him. Hey, buddy. Shining your beard. That's just great. That is something. And all right, Art is doing some pre-scouting for me. That's fantastic. So yeah, I did come in here and do the gear quest so I could nom the stuff because I needed to get her high enough level with the dwarves in order to get the travel skill. So that was important. Got to get that travel skill. Oh my gosh, how am I going to get the travel skill without being able to go into... Because I always just go over to, what's that place? The place that's south, Sarnor. I usually go into Sarnor,
Girls have to actually quest.
hit a bunch of things. I have to quest in Erin Lewin. Oh, that's going to be weird.
He might eat you just a little.
It's true. All right, so here we go. You return. Thank you, friend. It will do these graybeards well to finally smile, and you've given them reason to do so, even if they do not admit it outright. So we're going to get a Midsummer token and a drinking horn kit. Huzzah! Okay, so now we need to go turn in, and that one is more precious than Mithril is the name of that quest. So cute. So now we're going to go and do the other one. So the drinking horn kits, oh, it doesn't actually say. I think that might be metalsmiths and weaponsmiths. Oops, I got stuck. So scholars can do it, can do the drinking horns, and so each or historians, yeah. Well, because scholars only are historians. Scholars only come from one place, and that's a historian. Okay, so now we go back to our beleaguered barber, and he says, I did not receive too many complaints from the dwarves you helped on my behalf, but that is all I could ask given the circumstances. I am still terribly behind, but you have done enough for today. So we get a token and a drinking horn kit. So there we go. So there's our 2 drinking horn kits from this part of the world. Actually, let's step outside. Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. But let me see if I can get them. Oh, I can't because we're inside. Okay, we'll just go to Bree. We'll go to Bree. But basically, so yeah, we're up in North Heirloon, so that takes care of the 2 that were up there, and they give us drinking horn kits, which is kind of funny, I mean, that's like a dwarf thing. Makes sense. So then our next thing is, so we did the Shire. We did stuff with those folks. Oh, you probably can't get to Kellendam.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
It's a starting.
Because Kellendam is a starting area. So what we tend to do is we'll come to Bree, and because Kellendam doesn't have hunter travel, Kellendam, I wish it did, we usually just take the swift travel from Westbury. So, easy way. And it only costs like a silver or 90 copper if you've already done enough quests that they like you. So yeah, so we're going to do one down here, and then we're going to go up the hill and do another one. So the first one we're going to do is over here on the docks. And we're going to turn. It's going to be so strange at the beginning to have hardly any money on a new server and have, I won't be able to buy a house right away. I'll have to save up for that. Okay, he says, time has flown by, hasn't it? It seems I became lost in my work, but you have come at a most opportune time. Well, let me explain. I craft lanterns for those who have sailed west so that their lights may shine in Middle-earth again for just a while. Their loved ones come to send the lanterns downstream. If they cannot journey here, I place the lanterns in the river myself. Alas, I am running out of beeswax for my candles. I would gather more from the beehives near the entrance to Limiel's vineyard, but I have many lanterns to create. If you could aid me, I would be most grateful. So this is how we get the wedding centerpiece kits. Okay, so we're going to accept that. And we're going to get off the dock. Oh, we're going to fall off the dock. Okay, I'm just going to follow you. So we're going to go from here. We're going to cross the river, and where the road diverges off to the side, we're going to take that, and then we're going to find 5 beehives in that area. And then we just bring that back, and they create a lantern, and we put the lantern in the water. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's worth getting some screenshots. So where we were was up here, and we did 2 of them up here, and now we're going to do 2 of them down here. So one's down, like I said, near Kellendam, and the other one is up at Doolan. Now for the fireflies, remember we were talking about the fireflies earlier, there's 4 different locations that they send you to around Middle-earth. One of them was in the north part of the Shire, and one of them is by the waters, this lake that's just outside of Doolan. That is one of the places where you get sent to for fireflies. So, and then one of them, oh, I can show you actually on the map. One of them is up here outside of Gondomar. There's that lake up there, the grimy lake. That's what it's called, Grimwater. I think it's called Grimwater. So that's where you'll find one. Oh, things see you here. Exciting. Let's see what we can do about that. Of course, I could just put down a trap as well. So funny thing is, she's actually a hunter. So we're both just putting down decoys. I love it. We're both trying Yellow Line Hunter. It's been a lot of fun. I've been having fun with Yellow Line Hunter. All right, so anyway, you see that we have a beehive here that we found, and we have collected some beeswax from it. All right, let's see if I can find another one. And it's up the hill, I'm guessing. Trying to follow you. Ah, beehive next to the roaming thunder tusk, thick tusk. Did I finish it off? All right, let's try the beehive. There we go. Oh, there's another wolf. Let me see if I can get him for you. All right, cool. Try to keep you safe. All right, there's another beehive at the top of this hill here. Art is already there. Awesome. So there's no more going up. The other two are downhill from us, downslope from us. All right, we'll get this beehive here. Got it? Yes, I did. I did manage to get it. I know, right? It seemed like I wasn't going to, but I did. I'm just shooting things as we run along here. That one I did not get. Let me try that again. We do this a lot where we'll follow each other around, so, you know, it just makes life easier. Like, my allergies have just been, like, bleh lately, and so my eyes are just, like, puffy, and sometimes I'm like, I don't want to look at something. Let me just follow you, and I'll click when I get there. You know, so we work well together. Or, you know, one of us will be up cooking or grabbing the laundry or whatever. So it's convenient to be able to follow a lot. We do that a lot. But it's really funny because if you are, yes, the power of fellowships, it's true. Yeah, I have mine set that I just tap my mouse and it follows the first person that's underneath my name in the fellowship, who's the fellowship leader then, basically, if I'm not the fellowship leader, which I'm happy to pass that off. I pass it off all the time. And so, yeah, so basically I just click that over and it's like, follow the fellowship leader. Yeah, it's convenient. Very, very convenient. Oh, I'm so excited about Treebeard. I'm curious to see, like, how many people show up and what kinds of folks show up. I hope it's a good group of people. And I think, so we play on Anor, which is another legendary server. And, but our group is kind of, has gotten kind of small recently. And so it's possible that, you know, myself and Artem might be the only ones who, what are you doing? You're talking about Eladan and Elroy here. That's a different quest. Or that's a different server. That was the Bombadil server, which was happening at this time last year. So anyway, so over on Anor, I don't know how many of our fellow Anorians will be joining us. So we may be looking for like a new kinship to join up or start, whatever. So, all right, he says, many thanks. This will be more than enough for now. Take this lantern and send it on its way westward down the river. You've helped my kinsmen pay their respects, and I believe you have earned it. So we see a spot of calm water has appeared. And also just, I mean, look at those beautiful things just sailing down the river. So we put that in the river. Oops. And then it goes, off it goes, down the river. And also that counts, these all count, it's a very calm spot, you can stand right on it. These all count toward midsummer activities. So you'll notice that I just finished my 10 out of 10. So I could go and turn in that wrapper anytime now. Yes, will people enter? So you know what's funny? Okay, so the theme of this midsummer, oh, actually, speaking of midsummer, oh, we haven't gone up to Kalendim. Or no, the other Dueland, the other one. So you use F for follow, it's handy, yep. Oh yeah, I could see that. Well, so I don't, because so you know how you use WASDA, right, for following, so that's over here. But my fingers are, well, okay, so it's on this side. So WASDA goes here, but I am a touch typer, and so my instinct is always to put my index finger, you know, on the F, right? So I would find myself walking sideways when I was trying to walk forward and backwards when I was trying to walk sideways and all of that. So I'm like, well, then I'm just going to redo my bindings. So instead of it being WASDA here, it's, I don't even know what you would call this, Erdsduf, Sduf. So I can't use F for follow because that's sideways. G for follow. So I just I don't actually have a key binding on my keyboard for follow. It's a mouse binding now. Because I have one of these cool mices that's got all the fun stuff, and so I can tap the thing sideways and go left, go right, or I can tap it down. Although I don't know if I have anything bound to that right now. I got some ideas. And then I've got like the numbers on the side, and so I can just hit those with my thumb. Makes attacking things go a lot faster, which is great because, oh my gosh, I'm like, my hand-eye coordination is not as fast as some other people. Oh yeah, we gotta go down the hill. So having things right there where I can just push the same buttons over and over again is really useful for me. Okay, so when you get up here to Dooland, you want to talk to this person here, Kalariel, who is a Midsummer wedding planner, and they have the other quest we're picking up for this area, which is Chords of Love, which always makes me wonder if this was like a poke at Cordovan. But all right, so this one, she says, demand is high this year for hand fasting cords. My usual artisan has already passed into the west. Any help you could provide would be much appreciated. Make your way up the hill to Central Doolan and speak with the master tailor, Thorian. She should have a box of cords for me. Okay, so we will do that. So we go into the center of town. That's also the place where you do the elf dances. So if you have any elf dances you still need to learn, that's where you would go. So yeah, your walking and turning is the QWE, and then ASD is walk straight. Yep. But you have a gaming keypad on top of keyboard. Yeah, see, I love how there's like so many different like ways you can, manage their stuff. It's awesome. So she's like, wedding cards, I knew I was forgetting something. We have to pardon me. I've been awake for many days working on wedding garments. Everyone always waits until the last moment to put in their orders. Listen, if you could help me out, it'd be wonderful. You look like you've sliced up a thing or two in your time. All right, so Breathilas has a shipment of silk bolts that I ordered. If you can collect the bolt from his store, you can use this table here to cut it into strips. All right, well, yes, we'll cut things, lady. Okay, so the festival theme this year is the entwining braids, or the I can't remember the exact, but it's entwining. And so I am so used to the ents, so I first was looking at that, I'm like, oh, it's entwining. I'm like, wait, entwining? And then I was like, oh, entwining. So yes, I'm totally there with you that this is the festival of the Ents getting together and having some nice wines. It's the Entwining festival. Entwining blossoms, yes. So you see, it's some very nice blossom-based wines that the Ents are enjoying. So I have a feeling that was not what they meant. But that is absolutely how I read it. Okay, so we're back at this workbench, and we're cutting the silk bolt into ribbons. And basically, you touch her side workbench here. It's not your regular one. It's like a pretend one just for this. And you have to do that 5 times. It's not a one and done, like she has you making a bunch of them. Okay, oops, and now I did click on the other workbench. All right, so we're done making all 5 of those, and she says, survey says, she says, these ribbons look exquisite. Ah, my silk merchant always has the finest fabrics. I was right to think you would be good with a blade. Ah, not so fast. The cords still need some work. You'll have to visit with the metalsmith, Dringlair, for charms, and we'll need fresh flowers to braid them into them as well. We haven't the time to send you to Lothlorien for Eleanor, but Dooland has its fair share of lovely offerings. So when you have the charms and blossoms, return to me, and I shall teach you how to braid them all together. So we'll continue that quest. So we're going to go slightly, there we go, north. So on our map, they have the flowers in 2 different bubbles here, one to the north and one to the south. So we're going to start here at the north because you can usually get about 9 out of the 10 that you need up here. So if you see the letters ENT in Lotro, it means ent. That's the rules. Exactly, right? Totally down. Yes, there isn't everything in Lotro pretend. I mean, you look at it that way. On the other hand, like I don't think Lord of the Rings and thus also Lord of the Rings Online would resonate as much with people if it didn't have enough that made it feel real. And so it has to have definitely some elements that are universal to humans or experiences that seem familiar or emotions that, that resonate with you in some way. So yes, everything in Lotro is pretend, but, okay. Somebody said one time, and it was a nice quote, but I don't like her anymore. But anyway, she said, just because it's happening in your head doesn't mean it's not real. So there you go. All right, that is, 6 for me. So we're going to keep wandering this circle here. So we're just wandering around this circle. That puts me at 7. And, there might be dangerous things around this area, sweetie. So that puts me at 8 after I pick that one up. I'll just drop a dude. There we go. And some more blossoms. All right, so that puts me at 9. Oh, of course, now we're in combat. We can't mount up. I mean, if you want to shoot it, you can, but, here, let me just take care of that. Let me just take care of that for you. It always cracks me up when we have, like, one of us with an established character and one of us with a new character, because we do that from time to time. And it'll be fun because, you just have one character who's like, oh my gosh, did that branch move? Did that blade of grass move? Oh no, oh no. And then you've got, the other one is just like, poof, 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 poof. They just sneeze at it and it falls over, it's fantastic. Sometimes it's nice to feel a little overpowered. I have to admit, I have a certain enjoyment to that. Now, one of the things, though, that's going to happen when we're on Treebeard, obviously, is that we will be playing at level for a lot of it. And we're going to play the difficulty mode. We're going to give that a try. I'm excited about that. So, it's not going to be just a walk in the park for us. There's not going to be an over-leveled situation anytime in the early parts. So that'll be interesting. Oh, first we have to talk to Smexy. So we've got this smoldering, I'm too sexy for my vest elf over here. Like, seriously. Come on, let's get a good look at this guy. Like, doesn't he just, like, have that look like, he's well liked. He knows. Like, we're not, like, this is a fact. We just know these things. All right, so he says charms. See, he's got charm. I do indeed have Thorian's Order, always one of my favorite things to work on. Finely detailed treasures these, symbols of eternal love and devotion. It's nice to be working on something other than armor and blades for a bit. I'm not even going to try and talk in Smexy Elf. I don't think that's one of my, part of my repertoire. You just have to internalize it. You got to find it for yourself. All right, so we go back to her, and we have her blossoms, and we have the charms. We have everything. She's like, great, these charms look amazing. He always does such detailed work. Right, let's get these made up. She takes a few strands, and she shows you how to braid the silk ribbons, the charms, and the flowers together. Now, go ahead and use that table again. I've made room for you there, and when you're done, you can bring them straight to Kelariel. All right, so we have, again, a fancy little workbench. And, oh, apparently I have to dismount for this. And this one's just a long induction where they assume that you're braiding all of the cords at once. You don't have to do it 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5. So, yes, he's extremely comfortable in tights and a vest. I know, right? He wears it well. I mean, when you got it, you might as well. You might as well own it. He does. I'm on the other side of the wall. Hi, Smexy. We'll see you later. All right, so we're going to go turn this back into the lady who we first met over by the dancing area. And that will give us another one of those festival kits that we've been wanting. So here we are. Bum, bum, bum. Cords of love. Thank you for your help. Come back tomorrow. I'll probably have more for you to do. So we get a token and we get a centerpiece kit. Kabam! All right, so now we have done, I believe we've done everything, right? Because we did the 2 up in Thorn's Gate area, up in Thorn's Hall and such. We did the 2 down here in the Elven area of Ered Luin. We did the 2 in the Shire by the party tree, and we did the 2 in Bree. So those are our 4 different areas that you can do outside of Minas Tirith, and this is the great way to get the kits. You get experience, you get festival coins, so it's like the whole package. Okay, so we are now going to take our milestones, remember that milestone that you set back at the beginning, and we're going to head back to Minas Tirith. So off we go. Centerpiece kit. Like I mentioned, the allergies have just been really bad recently. I don't know if it's like the pollen outside, but also they're doing work on the outside of the building, and we often have our windows open and there's no screens. Like, yeah, Europe doesn't do screens like the U.S. does in general. So yes, it might be pollen inside. It might also be, the random debris that's being, cleared off of the outside because they're going to repaint. Yeah, or it could be, all the stuff in Minas Tirith. Maybe I'm allergic to the flower petals in Minas Tirith. I don't know. So, but I keep talking like So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and turn in our wrapper here because she's right here. We are done. So let's do it. So she says, very good. I hope you're enjoying our festivities for Midsummer. As a small token of thanks for sharing in our celebration, allow me to offer you this gift, which is 5 tokens. Join us again tomorrow, won't you? So the wrapper, the daily wrapper gives you 5 tokens. Most of the individual quests that you do here in Minas Tirith will give you 3. And then the ones that give you the kits will give you 1 plus the kit. So not a bad deal. Yes, I'm allergic to fancy lads and tights and vests. Oh no, I have a theater degree. I can tell you that's not an allergy I have. All right, so we are then going to go back to where we were, which was the craftsman's tier. And we're going to go in there and we're going to show you what we're going to do with that stuff. So, yeah, you like flowers, but they're good looking, but sneeze inducing. Now, that's true. I mean, I do have flower allergies, and I have like dog allergies and, horses and whatnot. That doesn't mean I don't still like them though, right? Like cats make me sneeze, but I love cats. And so I, through most of my life, have owned a cat. I don't own one right now, but, or have been owned by cats, I should say, really. Yeah, so we're moving in August, and we were over at the new house recently, and there's a cat that wanders around in the neighborhood we saw, so we think they might belong to the next door neighbor. So that's exciting. I'm a huge fan of cats that belong to other people that I still have access to hang out with. Like, bonus. I like that one. Oh, we didn't even do the postmaster. How funny. Okay, so here she is again. Now, let's see. We're going to do a little bit of a trade. Yeah. So I am going to keep, let me pull up my crafting kit stuff again. So I'm going to keep the strawberry buns, and I'm going to keep the banners of the newlywed. So I'm going to pass over the drinking horn kits and the wedding centerpiece kits, which I should have more of those. Where are they? I wonder if they went into my bag. Here, take those, and then let me dig through my bags. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine if you want to do that. Let's see, I already looked here. Oh, let's see. Okay, what am I keeping? I'm keeping the banners. And I'm keeping, well, if you want them. You want me to pass you the banners? And I can do cooks and I can do tailor stuff. I can do strawberry buns and banners. So then, okay, so wait, I'm going to give you, though, I found it. Buns, banners, drinking horns. Here's my other ones. Yeah, they do get pulled into your crafting carryalls if you have them on automatic just FYI. Which I often do because it just makes my life easier because I'm grabbing all sorts of stuff for everybody. But just if you're looking for them and you're not finding them, that could be where they went off to. Okay, so zoom out of there. So now I am going to go and craft these up. So one of the things I need is an oven. So here's the oven. I'm standing next to the oven. Okay, so as a cook, so I'm going to take these strawberry buns. I'm going to make them. But like I said, I'm going to use that. And do I have any scrolls? I don't know what you give me. Oh, and drinking horns? Oh, wow, that was fast. So she's already made the drinking horns. Boom, done. So I'll show you those. Now you notice the kit and the horns, they look slightly different. So that's how you're supposed to be able to tell the difference between them. Let's see, what am I looking for? Scrolls. C-R-O-L-L. Do I have scroll of greater crafting? Oh, it's by craft experience. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. I don't appear to have any scrolls that increase my critical. Because the reason why I want to increase my critical is I want to do as best as I can to get like as many as I can. Because if you do it regular, you're going to get 2 strawberry buns. And if you crit on these, you get 4. All right, so I've got my sprig of allspice, and we're got a 62% chance. So we're going to go ahead and make all of them. And we're going to hope that our random number generator likes us today. All right, we're doing pretty good, actually. Oh, they're getting pulled in. Nope, here they are. So I've got, sweet. Look at that. I've got 34. Rock on. All right, and then the tailor one, we're going to do these banners, and we need common flax fiber, which we have some of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, I need a workbench, though. Ovens, they don't let me make, they don't let me do tailor stuff in ovens. I don't know why. Only like a fire hazard or something. All right, so I got a 52% chance here on this one. And if I get regular, I get 1. And if I crit, I get 3. So here we go. Hoping for some good stuff. All right. So I think, oh, here they are. Okay, so what we often do is, hang on. Okay. So normally what we do is we'll like divide in half and, you know, and give each other some. Okay, sure, fine. So I'm gonna drag half of these. I'm sorry, my inventory is looking like such a mess here. I was doing some redecorating at my house, and then, you know, we've been killing things, and, you know, I'm all schlumpy. I've been traveling, and I'm all schlumpy. Okay, little bugs reference there for you. Okay, so we're gonna go back to her. Oh, hey, Artie, would you like some stuff? Okay, I'll do mine first. Groovy. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up all 4 of these quests now. So I'm going to need to give her 6 of the strawberry buns. And she's going to want 3 of the wedding centerpieces. What happened there? And she's going to want 3 of the banners. And she's going to want 3 of the drinking horns. Oh, and then she does tell you in here as you're picking them up. So like if you get your hands on some drinking horn kits, which we did, and are skilled in the arts of metalsmithing or weaponsmithing, you can make these horns. So she tells you what you need. I find it's just easier to just go straight to the wiki or go to Fibro Jedi's guide and just look at that and be like, okay, what do I have? What can I do? Who can I do? You know, and just figure out which one of your characters can do each of these things. So you can kind of basically like gather up the kits and then just dole them out and then divide up the goodies so that every one of your characters can do all these different quests. If you want the coins, you know, if you're looking for festival tokens. Like this is the first year, I mean, last year was the first year of the festival. So, but this character didn't exist last year. So she is, you know, the first year I do any festival with a character, I'm like, I want all the things, you know, and so I want to get all the outfits and all the pets and all the cosmetics. Like there's these new really pretty instruments, and I want one of each of the instruments, and you know, so I need a few tokens. And of course, there's always a mount. Like you got to get the mounts. So okay, there we go. So B414 has put into the chat which things you need for the different what characters. So a tinker, which I am not, can handle cook and jeweler, and an armorer can handle tailor metalsmith. Now, amusingly, I'm a yeoman. Don't ask me what I was thinking when I started this character. But I can carry cook and tailor. It's like, but I can't pick up anything in landscape except for, you know, I don't know, onions. Okay, so anyway, so I'm going to finish this one. So she's like, oh, these just look so tempting. I want to eat one myself. In fact, I think I'll do just that. In the interest of quality control, of course. I would hate to serve my guests a confection that isn't up to my standards. So now it's going to take 6 of these strawberry buns. Now, funny thing is the strawberry buns, you could actually just consume them yourself and use them for, you know, the regen powers. But there's other things out there that are actually better. So don't use them on that. Like, don't be silly. It's just funny, though, that you could. Okay, then we have the wedding favor. Ah, such a relief. You helped me out today. So that's going to be, I think, these wedding centerpieces, which I think, yeah, it says an intricately assembled work of crystal and papercraft. Its floral motif connotes love in bloom. Sorry, my eyes are... Anyway. I'm also trying to figure out, like, how do you make something with crystal and paper? That is a skill beyond me, apparently. Okay, and then we have banners for the newlywed. I guess banners are a thing in this world, so there you go. Such relief, you helped me out today. Hooray. And drinking horns. Ah, they look lovely, thank you. Kabam. So, we just reduced the number of things that we have in here, obviously. So, what do you need? Do you need...
Hand them all over.
Oh, everything?
Welcome to the right hand, ready to give the rest back.
Oh, okay. Well, sure, whatevs, you. I think I just made a mess, but there we go. Okay. There's stuff everywhere. Oh, here, let me light a torch. Help you find her. I'm working my way through the torch deed. I bought 150 of them. Hey, congratulations. So I'm working my way through the deed. Then I'll have the permanent skills, which is pretty awesome. Okay, cool. So there we go. So now she has nothing more for me today. Like, everything is on cooldown for tomorrow. So I hope that kind of explains a bit more how you obtain the kits and then what you do with the kits and how you turn them in. So if you have any questions about that, definitely pop up in the chat. I'm also going to put this video on, it'll be on YouTube and it'll be on the Twitch, but there's not really comments in Twitch. So it'll be over on YouTube and it'll be on the blog eventually. So, you know, if you have questions, you can, you know, put that out there and I will try to answer those questions. Like, somebody somewhere did ask, like, how do you do this? And I was like, oh, I really should cover this and make sure that, you know, there's not a lot of confusion. So, yeah, so I wanted to make sure we kind of covered some of that today to help people out. So hopefully that covers everything that you were looking to do. So, all right, it is 20:55. Have I been on for an hour or 2 hours? I really have no concept of time today. Yeah, there's nobody following me today. So if you are all good for it, I would be happy to kind of finish through the guide and just kind of show you the rest of that to try and, like, zoom us through there. So I will put that linkity-loo back in the chat. So if you are wanting to follow along at home, you can see, awesome, thanks Elda. Yeah, you can see where we're at. So, all right, let us then, okay, so we stopped here. So now we're gonna just pick up back where we were. So we are in the yellow section. I went ahead and color coded each section. I had it kind of like a spreadsheet where you do, like, you know, every other one. So you have like orange and then blue and then orange and then blue. But then we decided a rainbow was a lot more fun, so we did a rainbow. So while we're here, we're gonna pick up this quest from the postmaster. Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. I have already picked up those supplies. So I am unable to pick up those supplies. Aha. Yeah, so we're still working on picking up our 5 supplies. And if you've already picked up a box of supplies, even if it respawns, you can't get it again. So they're all yours, all yours. Wahaha. All right, so now we're gonna head out the door. Anyway, okay, so yeah, so I redid the guide. Instead of it just being two colors alternating, I did, we went through the rainbow to try and make it, because I was even having trouble sometimes. I was like, wait, am I here? Am I here? So this is great. So like I said, I made the guide for me and anybody who thinks like me. So hopefully you all find this useful as well. Okay, so I have it on my screen over here. So we are in, whoopsie, we are in the yellow section. I'm going to follow you. So we're going to go to the garden. So if you remember back, like, you know, an hour or two ago, go back in time. We talked to that gardener who was at the bottom of the ramp between this tier and the one below us. And he gave us this quest that there's a garden at the top of this tier. So let me pull up a map. So there's a garden over here at the end, and it needs some tending. He's not keeping up with all of the gardening that needs to be done at Minas Tirith. There's so much to do, and there's so much, you know, so many happy people, and he wants to make sure everybody stays happy. So we're going to help him out by pulling weeds and watering plants. So we are here, and there are, I think, 4 and 5. Yeah, so 4 bushes that need watered. So here's an unwatered plant. And there's 5 bundles of weeds that need to be packed up. So you'll see, you know, people come in here. It's very multiple people friendly, which is fantastic. Very happy about that because, yeah, it can be really frustrating when you're trying to do something and then somebody else picks it up. Don't need to worry about that in the garden. There's plenty to do in this garden. As anyone who has a garden knows, there's always plenty to do. Grab the neighbors, grab kids, and I'm just gonna run over. So you pick up a couple in that area, and then there's a couple over here in this section, and then there's one by the front, which I always do last. I don't know, it's kind of like my capstone for some reason. I just like to do it last. He's got the honeybees cape on. It's so cute, so cute. Okay, so then there's one more over here. So there's 3 right in a row here together. And there you'll notice I just have one more pull weeds left to go, and it's right over here by the front. So, looking at the guide, then after the garden, use the milestone, take the stable master to craftsman's tier, mount, and then you dismount and mount up and go down. Because we're going to go turn this in. So basically we want to go back to the bottom so we can get to a stable master. So that's what we end up doing a lot in the guide, is I kind of hope that you have a 5-minute cooldown on your milestone skill, because that just makes this so much easier. And if you don't have that, that you have a number of other travel skills that will get you to stable masters that can send you right back here. So like a premium house, because those have a 1-minute cooldown, that travel skill. And then every premium neighborhood has a far-ranging stable master, so that's an option. Okay, so we're going back to the craftsman's tier, but we're gonna, as soon as we resolve, we're going to dismount and head down. So I'm going to dismount. Now I'm going to go ahead and mount up, because Minas Tirith is big, and we are small. On our cute little ponies. All right, so now we're going to turn this in. And he says, thank you for aiding a silly old man and his plants today, kind stranger. I think my people will appreciate the reminder that as long as nature continues to grow, good still exists in the world. Yay. Okay, so now we're going to go back up the hill, back up this ramp. But once we get up there, we actually want to do the same thing we just did, but 1 tier up. So we're going to use the stable master to go up to the player's tier, which is the next one up. And this is why I wrote out the names of them, because they're alphabetical here. They're not by number. And alphabetically, they're not in the order that they are in the city. So that can be really confusing. Also, what was confusing to me last year, and probably still would be, even though I've been in Minas Tirith a bunch, is that the different quests, sometimes they'll say 3rd tier, and sometimes they'll say craftsman's tier. Well, if you don't know that the 3rd tier is also the craftsman's tier, like, you just lost. So at the bottom of the guide, I actually have kind of a key of what tier equals what name and what number, like, cross-referencing each other. Okay, so we're turning in this quest. Sorry, we've completed a quest there, the picking up that stuff for that artist, and then now she has a second quest that she wants us to go and give some pastries to the guards that are wandering nearby that haven't, she wants to give them some nice treats, and they're busy working, and so she wants us to take treats to them. So that's what we're doing. What's that? Oh, okay, hold on a second. Okay, so boom, turn in that. Okay. Hey, Sean, good to see you. Now is not the time for timing me. Thanks, Jim Miles. No, we did not wait for you, Sean. Hey, but I'll come back to you. Yes, all the tea and biscuits are gone. I'm sorry, but you know what? There's these tiers of food all over this place. I'm sure you won't go hungry in the festival. Okay, so there's a second guard. So there's 2 guards north of the cook down there, and 2 guards south of her. So we just did the 2 to the north, and now we're going to the south. And there's also something else to do. Yeah, we're not doing the hate. Silly. It's not bagels, it's waffles. Bagels might be better. Fair. So her name, Ciriel. Okay, keep going. And Tolkien is known for pretty much doing the hard C, so I'm guessing it's supposed to be Kiriel. But it's cereal. Like, I can't not call her cereal. I think it's fantastic. So I call her cereal. Crumpets. Crumpets has a hard C. Tolkien would be proud. All right, there's guard number 3. Now, I just remembered that I still need to probably pick up, wedding supplies. So I'm going to grab this one while I'm here. It will dismount you. There's also, though, another one. I'm telling you all my secrets. If you do a U-turn and go up these stairs here, there's another one that she's right next to. Oh, thank you. You're sweet. So now the one I just picked up, there's one across the way that is its pair. So if you get one, you can't get the other one, but somebody else can get the other one. So, you're not blocking that side, which is good. And I think this one is possibly paired with that one in that little alcove right there. All right, so here's Hungry Guard number 4. Oh, so, yes, Kiriel and milk. So, Sean, if you wanted to know what we're talking about, I have a guide that I put together, and we're following that. It's kind of a quick go here, do this, do that. It's not a full, here's the pictures of where you find the people. It's not that. It's like, turn right, go north. The idea is that you kind of know what you're doing, and this is just all a set of reminders in a way of what you're doing next. Take you step to step to step in that regard. So in this one, we are inside the Merry Swan. So we are placing some floral arrangements at the stage. Now, if we had sapphire, no, emerald. I think that's the first one in the alphabet of the fireflies. If we had the emerald fireflies, they go right here. So that's a fantastic one to do if you're just looking for another daily quest and you want to do the fireflies, because you just drop it off right here. Okay, so there's also a barrel on the other side of these barrels, but Affadil found out that you can just sneak it from this side. So we've been doing that recently. We're terrible, naughty little hobbits. Okay, so then we have to go back out to cereal and turn them in. Ooh, double bonus points is back in the Lotro store. Oh, very nice. Now is an excellent time to do that, because, especially anybody who's starting on a new server, they might want some Lotro points with which to purchase housing writs or mithril coins so they can buy a house. That's how I'll do it. That's how I'll get a house when we first get there. I'll just buy a premium house because I've been saving up for all these sorts of things like that. I've been saving up for travel skills and yeah. So Sean, the new servers are coming. Uh-oh. Hang on, we don't have a ground. I don't have a ground. Hey, thank you. I have a ground now. So yes. Oh, and here's cereal. Okay, so we turn in that quest to her and we're done with that. So now take the stables. Oh, sorry, go up the ramp. So we're gonna go up the ramp And then we're going to take the stables back down to the soldiers tier because we just finished that thing with the artist. And so we can turn that into him. What did you do? You caught me behind a planter. It's okay. Trying to make me sneeze again. You know, I already started a Treebeard channel on our Discord. I didn't start the other one because I'm like, I'm not playing there. No, I will start it if other people want to. I was kind of waiting till we had a little bit more information. Okay, so soldiers tier. We're going to pop down there. And we're going to go and turn in that quest to the artist. Now, we don't have to dismount for this one because remember, he's really close to the stable master. So it's just hands off, get a drink, you know, wait till you resolve, and then you turn that into him. Boom, finish. Kabam. All right, and then turn in artistic direction, and then take the stables back up to the players tier. So we're kind of going back to where we just were going to be heading to. You have to beat a loop into submission? What? Well, good luck. Okay, so here we are, and there's a quest on this tier where we are giving some nobles little treats, some little snacks, because there's a cook up on the top level, and he wants to get in some favor with the nobles of the town, because, you know, he'd have a good job then. And so he's giving you some samples to go and take around to give to these folks. So we are wandering around giving some samples. No, not right now. Like this one says, "Shoo, go away, I haven't any food for you." What? Oh, you wish me to try your food? Well, I'm not in the habit of accepting food from random strangers, but, oh, come, give it here. Not bad. Needs a tad more salt. All right, so that one not too bad, right? He's happy with that. No, I'm catching on things too much. I don't want to try and jump over things right now. Big open wide spaces are my friend. Oh, that kind of loop. You guys can have your programmer talk. Speaking of programmer talk, is the Tuesday? Does it have it? Let's find out. So on Tuesdays, B414 is doing plug-in along. So get it, plug in along, where he goes and he talks about plugins and he does some plugin coding. So if that is something that you find interesting, that is now available to you on Tuesday evenings. Well, evenings our time. In the US, I guess it's afternoon or something. All right, so this person says, what? A free sample? Oh, delicious. I would not change a thing except to perhaps, can I have another? So that person liked it. Excellent. Good. Doing all right. Our aspiring chef will be pleased. Okay, so this one over here, she says, does it have nuts? I detest nuts. No nuts. Oh, very well then. Give it here. It needs something. Nuts, perhaps? Karen! All right. And the last one is over here, Brandirion. And they're always in the same place, and they always have the same names, so you're able to find them. They look different. They change their clothes every day. What is it? I do not eat random things. Oh, wait a minute. It does smell divine. It tastes as good as it smells. Okay, so there we go. And then we go, continue south to the Blue Theater. So now the Blue Theater is the one that has the quest where you go around and find the different band members that have kind of gone a-wandering. So that is a quest that does take a little bit more time. So if you are not looking to get a lot of tokens, but you are looking to save time, I would say skip that one. But if you are interested in tokens and you don't mind taking an extra minute or two, this is a good one. Also, shift, so F10 is how you find people. Oh, whoops, point.
Oh, and you can bind shift F10.
So yeah, so F10 is the select person button, whereas delete is the select thing button. So, and you can set your key bindings. So I guess I could pull that up. Hang on a second. So if you go into your options and you go to your key mapping, which is down near the bottom, so you see how you have all these things that you can fix. So if you do, select, actually next NPC would probably be these. Oh, there's hollers up here, honey. I'm going to click on holler. Come. So you have different options here. Ready? Yeah. Okay, go. So select next NPC. So select NPC I have set to F10, which is the default. So select next NPC. I went ahead and made sure it was set to Shift F10. So then all I have to do is just, you know, do the one. And if I need to go to the next person, I can just hit the Shift button and it takes me to the next one. So that's really useful. Oh, awesome. And we have Robo here. Fantastic. Ready? Yeah. Cool. So we're basically finding these 6 different cloudy heads, that's the name of the band, and telling them they need to get backstage. Are you going to do the flowers now? Okay. All right. So what I've gotten into a habit of doing is finding all the cloudy heads first, and I usually go in a loop, and then I do the flowers last, and then that is a really easy way for me to find the exit. Some of these get a little hard to find the exit sometime. On this level? Down here in east. Ah, Froki is right outside the door here. Hey, Froki, how's it going? So they tend to spawn in the same area. They've got like 2 or 3 different spawn points, and they're kind of scattered through. So like Gord is always in this little section of places. He's either here, here, here. Backstage here, Danar, she's always either in that first, by the table, or here, or by the fireplace. Like those are her 3 places. And it's crazy because you're telling them to go backstage, and she's like, I am backstage, yes. Another time she says, it's you, I think, who is confused. So it cracks me up.
You can just come out here?
Yeah, you can come through the back. Oh, you didn't know that? Okay, let me show you that. So you can, yeah, so this is backstage. And so you can come into the middle, and then there's the scenery, and you can go around it. Yeah, it's kind of cute. Yeah, it's so funny. So you can, if you find everybody in your backstage, you can just come straight through there. All right, so I know we're missing Gord. We haven't seen him yet. And, oh, I guess he's the last one, actually, because we're at 5. And here's Gord. Gord Dunley. This is one of his favorite spots. He's either there, or he's up on that balcony, or he's down that hallway. So he's not too hard to find. Plus, he's a human. He's tall. He sticks out, you know. All right, so that's all of our people. And when we did those flowers on the stage, that auto-completed that quest. And he's like, oh, thank you. You know, I shouldn't invite these spacey kids to come here. Okay, so then we are going to milestone back down to the bottom. So, because our 5-minute cooldown has gone by. So we're going to do that. Zoom. So that was just the green section. So now we're going into the blue section. So we're going to take the stables up to the high stables and then dismount because we don't need to go to that actual stable. Where we want to be is on the sages tier. And so basically when you first phase in, you're kind of at the entrance to that. So, hang on, sorry, I have a mouse finding issues. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go to the high stables. Oh. Oh. And as soon as I phase in, I'm going to dismount.
7 or 6.
So I have these in the order of, because I you know, I mean, like I said earlier, I kind of get into a rhythm, right? So I like doing, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then go to 7 and turn it all in. But you can very easily swap and do this tier first and then do the one below it. So we'll go ahead and do that. So this is, when do we get to throw the hobbits off the edge of the prow? You only get to throw yourself off the edge of the prow. Sorry. Okay, so here we are in one of the houses of healing. And Ira here says, must I endure another midsummer? Oh, I suppose so. It seems some of my people have forgotten that the houses of healing are a place of rest. The High Hall is not some freshly stocked tavern. If you don't intend to join that rabble, why not make yourself useful by removing them and their filthy bottles from my hall? Okay, so there are wine bottles or various half-empty bottles lying about. So there's 2 down here where we just came in. So I have a tendency to come down here and do these. Now, another cool thing is these noisy revelers. So we need 10 bottles and 6 noisy revelers. if you're in a fellowship and you do a reveler, it counts for your whole fellowship. So that's really neat. I don't know how much proximity you have to have, but I don't think you need to, because I think we've been doing it where we're off of each other's radar and it's still counting. So it does seem to be very, very fellowship friendly for the revelers, but not the bottles. You have to do all 10 bottles yourself. So, you know, you get half help and half not help. So this place, here's where we came in, and it does go up and all the way around, but you'll find all of what you need before you get to that point. So again, to maximize time, I've started going, I go in, I get the quest, I go back to the bottom, get the 2 things I have there, and then go up to the left. You'll find 2 on the landing immediately, but when you go up to this upper part, there's actually 3 bottles in this section. And that's like jackpot. So I tend to do this now because basically I try to go in, only basically go that far and then just come right back out and I'm done, rather than getting to the back and then you're like, oh, I have to run all the way around. I don't want to run all the way around. Let's see, I'm still looking for bottles. All right, so this will put me at 9 of the bottles. Now the bottles do not respawn. Like, they're unique in the sense that for you, so you have to find 10 separate bottles. The revelers respawn. Like, these guys are partying, they're just gonna keep coming back. So you could just stand next to the same reveler and just keep doing them 6 times, if you really wanted to. You know, if somebody's really like got your claw or something, you can really go for them. All right, but we've got all of our people, we've got all the bottles, we've tidied up. She says, at last I can hear myself think again. If I have no need of your aid on the morrow, it will be a joyous midsummer indeed. All right, so we finished that one. Yay, new Lotro. By the way, what do you all think about remaking Lotro in 2022? I don't know. Is somebody remaking a Lotro in 2022? I mean, it would have to be a different name because this is Lotro. So I don't know. I know they're making like what, a cartoon or something? Doing an animated version of Lord of the Rings. I've heard about that. Lord of the Rings in the cloud. I mean, isn't it kind of in the cloud? Like we're playing it online.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
different enough.
Different enough? There you go. It's not in Lord of the Rings online, it's Lord of the Rings in the cloud. Lord of the Rings BitTorrent. That sounds like a terrible idea. Okay, so here we are in the Houses of Healing. They have the Houses of Healing High Hall and Houses of Healing House of Remedies. They are very easy to confuse, by the way. So we are in the one that is Houses of Healing House of Remedies. And so this is a nice quiet place. So we are looking for healers. Oh, there's one in the middle. And basically we are giving them thank you letters that the postmaster gave us way back down there on the 3rd floor. Remember in that house of crafting? The crafting facility, whatever, the crafting place. The postmaster gave us, like letters to deliver, thank you letters to deliver to the healers. So that's what we're doing in here. Now this is a significantly sized space. There's always one in the middle or walking near the middle. So he's not too hard to find. She is always right here staring at these shelves. And she's always busy, and we'll read the letter later. So those are 2 that are nice to be able to find quickly. And then back here, you'll usually find 1 or 2.
Greetings, friend.
And she's like, oh, this just warms my heart. So that's nice. And then, yeah, often there's one standing on this bed staring at the wall. I mean, maybe she had a hard day, I don't know. What do you have there? A letter of thanks from someone I attended. Oh, how lovely. So that's a nice deed that we just did for her. And sometimes you'll find 2 of them walking right here, but it's usually those 2 that we just encountered. So they're kind of in that general area. But again, you know, the shift F10 will be your friend big time on this one. I kind of mapped out where they go generally. And since I just started doing shift F10, it just made my life like so much easier. And then there's this guy down here. Okay, whoops, I went right by him.
How can I be of service?
Okay, he's like, hey, I knew that would do the trick. So there we go. we have finished that, but we do have to return it to the postmaster. So we will at some point need to go back to the third level, the craftsman's tier, and turn that in. Now this one, the door is over here on the east. It's not south or north as one might expect for a door. So just as a heads up, if you ever get lost in here, that's how to get out. Okay, so now we've done everything we want to do on the top tier, on the 6th tier, I should say. I mean, not the tippy top, but the top one that has quests for us. Quests to go and do versus quests to turn in. So the ramp is right here, kind of in the middle. So let me show you on the map. We were just inside one of the places here, beside me to my left, and one of the places to my right, and the ramp is kind of in between them on the other side of the wall, like on this other side of the walkway. So that's what ramp you're looking for. And if you catch it just right, you can jump over. There we go. All right, so when you come down this ramp, this is for the 5th, so this is the blue one in the guide. Everything is on this direction. So you've got the Houses of Lore, where you're putting flowers down.
You know, I feel like we should do this after the next one.
And Caladan. Somebody released a roadmap announcing a remake. I wonder what that's all about. I haven't heard anything about that. Yeah, I don't know. So, what do I think of it? I have no thoughts. I have no information. So, sorry. Okay, so we're putting down 6 floral arrangements in this building. So when you first come in the building, kind of turn off to your left, and there's 2 there. And then turn around, and you'll see 2 more. So, you know, just run over people's plates. It's the thing you do. And then we're going to go up the stairs to the left. Now, there's a quest up there for a guy who's kind of a schmuck. And he's writing, like, love letters to a woman who really isn't interested. But he is not listening. So you can go and collect the papers, because somebody opened a window. There he is. And all of his papers went flying. And the funny thing is, once you take that quest and you're going and collecting these wayward verses, you can... there's a lady with a blue ring, and you talk to her, and it's the woman that he's interested in, and she's like, yeah, don't know how that window got open. You know, she's the one doing it. Okay, but if you turn the other direction from Schmucky Boy, there's 2 floral arrangements. I clicked on the door by mistake. Up here on the stage. They were really into floral arrangements with the stages for the musicians, so sure, whatever. So there we go. So that will finish the floral arrangements. Now we have to turn that in up on top. So if you're looking for one of those wayward verses, there's usually one over here. There's usually one floating around where he is. Actually, in a little alcove nearby him, I'll show you. There's usually one flying around over here. It kind of reminds you of the anniversary quest where you're running around Bree and trying to capture the letters. The only difference here is there's fewer of them. Yeah, I tend to not take this quest if I see that there are other people already doing it, because once you've got 1 or 2 people doing it, that's probably the max that you really want to do. All right, so we're going to leave this building, or I'm going to wait. Oops. I'm going to wait for Arda downstairs, because I think she might be doing the quest. Oh, okay. So we came up the stairs that are over there, and, you know, I'm not patient with that, so I just jump over, because the door is right here. I hit it just right the other day, and I hit something on the table, and it like did that thing where you fall and you scoot to the side, and I took no falling damage. So that was pretty neat. Oh, I'm a burglar. No, sorry, Adamantia's burglar. I could do that with Adamantia, though. I could just like do the burglar thing with the no fall, the no damage thing. I should do that. Okay, so last thing to remember when you come out of here is you got to remember to turn to the right, because you want to go over here to the Thirsty Seer. And there's 1 more barrel to pick up for, I think it's What Ails You. And it's ale like A-L-E. So we're going to make a big L here. So we're going this way first. And then we're going to turn and go all the way to the, not all the way to the end. We see that guy with the cape who's just kind of standing there? Yeah, he's our indicator of where the hallway is. If you forget in any of these inns where to pick up the barrel, there's always a person like standing around at the bar who will tell you. Now, we have fireflies, and we have ruby fireflies. If we did not have fireflies, we would be like, peace out, take a milestone, and go to the top and turn everything in. But the fireflies are gonna mess us up. So yeah, if you forget where you're going, there's a person behind the bar over here, and they can try and give you some directions on where to find the barrel you're looking for. But okay, so we're gonna go put down. Somebody says, I swear the Midsummer Festival was created just so we have to run around Gondor even more. You know, it's really funny because I have not spent a lot of time in Minas Tirith before the Midsummer Festival last year. And so it really gave me like an excuse to come here, and I was very lost for a while. Like I had so many notes. I had very copious, very detailed notes on how to get around, where to find people, you know, all those different things. Oh, you might want to pause a minute. But after I got used to getting around, I'm a lot more comfortable with it. And also it's just beautiful. Like they've just decorated it so cool. And also the music is fantastic. So if you are doing Midsummer questing, I highly encourage you to make sure you've got like turned down playing music, because you don't need that distraction when you're here. What you want is to hear the game music, because they took a lot of the themes from other areas of the game and redid them to make them very festival, it's gorgeous. It's fantastic. Okay, so we are at the far end. So remember kind of when we went to the garden, it's kind of like that, but up on one of the upper tiers. And this is called the Hall of Air. So notice that we are right over at the end, right by where the mountainside is. And I just love it here. I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And so I'm really glad that they give us an excuse to come out here. So we have 4 ruby lanterns that we want to place. So we're gonna work on that. And there's one there, there's one here. And you can't do it from below, you have to come up. And there's one here. I mean, maybe if you're a tall person, maybe you can. And it dismounts you as well. So I just go up to where they are. See, I think this would be a really cool place for like a concert or something, you know, like all these really cool benches that you can sit on, and then a really neat stage there. Like this is a pretty groovy place. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So I like how if you like go out on here, you can see where they've like carved into the mountain to make the city. And you see some aqueducts, and you can look down and see a whole lot of the city. Like I really like the Hall of Air. So I'm really glad they send us out here. I'm glad, so yay SSG, thank you for that. It's pretty. It's very, very pretty there. Okay, so now if I look at my list of all the festival, all the midsummer things, I got check marks next to everything. So everything goes back to the tippy top except for the postmaster, because remember we got that on the 3rd tier. So I'm going to take my milestone. I'm going to head back down to the bottom. Art has gone to go finish catching verses for the lovelorn knucklehead. So let's see. So we're coming up on, excuse me. We're going to finish up here in not too long. So we've got 2 more weeks of festival during the times that I'm streaming. I'm here every Thursday at, it's 1 o'clock Eastern U.S. time. It's like 7 o'clock my time that I start because I live in the Netherlands. But yes, so it's 1 o'clock Eastern U.S. time. You can just tag yourself on that and do the conversion. Okay, so I'm gonna pop up to the craftsman's tier, and I'm gonna turn in that quest to the postman real quick. And then I'm gonna come back out to the stable master and go up to the top and turn that in. So yeah, So we'll be doing festival for 2 more weeks. So I'll get a total of 4 weeks of Midsummer Festival, which I'm totally fine with that. There's so much to cover in here, and there's always something where, somebody's like, wait, could you show me that again? Or how does that work again? So absolutely fine. Happy to revisit this festival over and over again. Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. Isn't that just so pretty how they've just totally decorated up the place? And, they've definitely done a whole thing with like, we've come from wartime and now we want to have some, something joyful to celebrate. So he says, thank you, my friend. Much better than delivering debt notices, is it not? If you have the time on the morrow, do come back. I shall have more letters to deliver. Of that you can be certain. So that is another daily, as you can probably guess. Okay, hello. All right, so we're going to go back out. We've turned in that quest, and we're going to catch the stable master. And we're going to go up to the tippy top. And so if you were to scroll down, this is the section I called finishing up, which is basically in any order you want. You want to take the stable master to the craftsman's tier and turn in honoring healers to the postmaster, which we just did. You want to turn in the wrapper down at the bottom, which we did when we first ran in, if you may remember. After we had done those quests in the outer areas, we went ahead and did that. And then we want to head to the top and turn in all of those quests. So now, funny thing is, because we did all those quests in those other areas, a bunch of these quests that we're doing in here are well beyond our initial 10. And so, if you wanted to kind of like go heavy one day and go light another day, you could do that, where you could do all these quests that we did, turn in the wrapper, and then don't turn in any of the other quests, and then just turn them in the next day. That is another way you could do that. Okay, I shall follow you. So, we came in, we avoided the stable master by dismounting right away. And then we made a U-turn. And so now, we're going up, up, up. And so we are in this area here where it's just going to weave us around and around and around to get us up to the very top. And there's no side areas off here. Like, you're either going up or you're going down. Like, you pretty much aren't going to get too lost in there. Okay, so here we are. Hello, Midsummer Wedding Planner. So remember we did the fireflies. We just finished that for her. So she says, you did better than expected. These lanterns give off just the glow I was looking for. Come back. More and more ceremonies are being planned every day. Come back tomorrow and I may have need of you again. Excuse me. And then we're also turning in something floral. So that was one of the ones where we put flowers around the city. And then we're also turning in To the Last Drop, which is where we grabbed some a barrel in one place. That might have been the one at the Splintered Shield where you had to pick the right wine. Wedding supplies, so those things that we were picking up. And then What Ails You were the 4 different locations. Or is that, yeah, I think it's that one. Okay, so we're done with her for today. Now, the cook over here, remember when we went to those nobles and gave them all little samples? Well, that's this fellow over here. Ta, you have returned. Tell me, what did they think? You shared the nobles' opinions. This is all wonderful feedback. Give me some time to think this over and I shall make the changes. Come back tomorrow and we shall try again. And amusingly, they'll have the same feedback for him. All right, so we've turned that in. And then we, again, kind of go to the right. But before Frodo and Sam, we're going to tuck into this little corner here. One of the florist ones was an autocomplete. So just the floral crowns from the daughter that was down at the bottom. We come back up here and turn this in. You give her the message from her daughter. And she's, like, my daughter's shirking her responsibilities again, but these look great. Thanks for your help. Really appreciate it. There we go. So there we are. Now, Titan Bar is one of the plugins that I use. And here, let me do the thing. So plugins, this is just kind of a list of plugins that some of us on the stream team like to use. And Titan Bar is one of those. And is the patch out there or is the patch not out there?
I commented on Titan Bar.
Okay. So I think there's a patch out there for if you want to have these tokens show up on your bar. So let me get that out of the way. Actually, I'm going to move this over here. So I have my currency for this festival showing up right there. So it's telling me that I have 243 of these festival tokens right now. We got a lot today. I had like 190 or something. Well, no, I had a little less than that. But anyway, there's a cap on these tokens. 250 is your cap. So we're going to finish up here, and then I'm going to say goodbye to you all because I am going to be doing some shopping. But just so you are aware, I just clicked right on here without showing you, that this person here, so remember we had our quest giver here where she has like, I don't know, 8 quests for us or something crazy. This person over here next to her is the festival barterer. That's the person you're looking for spending these tokens. And all the stuff that was here last year is here again. So you've got the groom's boots, the groom's myrtle circlet, circlet of Lorien, some really good stuff there. You've got the crown of summer flowers, which is dyeable. You can dye the flowers. Well, a couple of flowers in there are dyeable, so it's really a nice look. You've got the bride's dress, Gladriel's dress, Arwen's dinner dress. There's some really fun dyeing you can do with those. But then this year is the entwining, as we discussed earlier. So the entwining blossoms theme is this year, and so there's a lot of really nice things in there. In fact, that's what I'm wearing. So I am wearing that's the dress I dyed it. I think that might be umber. So yeah, and I love it's got this kind of fade that happens as you go towards the bottom. So that's pretty cool. Yes, there's a steed. So really you can just go through the categories. So there's the garb, there's cosmetic pets. So there's 4 returning ones, which are the 3 fireflies and the kite. And then the 2 new ones are the chipmunks, the silver chipmunk and the regular chipmunk. Oh, I should put my silver chipmunk out. There we go. There's my ghost of old Took, my silver chipmunk. I'm just so pleased they let me call it that. I didn't think it was gonna let me. I think I tried Old Took and it said no, and I said Ghost of Old Took and it took it. So, all right. So then there's the steed, and you can also get the war steed version if you want to dress up your war steed that way. There's instruments. This is neat because these are like a very white birch kind of look to them. And they look beautiful. Now they're the basic in terms of sound. So like your basic harp, your basic flute, your basic lute, whatever, excuse me, that's these. So, yeah, so those are all here and pretty neat. There's some fireworks. There's 2 from last year, 2 new this year, and 3 of these are deeds. So grab the fireworks and get your deeds. Oh, all 4 of them are. Oh, really? Because I tried one of them yesterday and it didn't start a deed for me. Maybe I finished it. I don't know. Anyway, you got the 2 emotes, same from last year. The wine tasting emote, that's a good one. I gotta remember to get that one. And the coin toss emote. And then we've got some housing items. I got a couple of these planters yesterday and put them in my house and arranged them in such a way. It was fantastic. They're a little like dark colored, like they're not bright, not like that. It's more kind of like some muted reds and browns. So you probably want to make sure you put it somewhere in your house that has some pretty good lighting. But they are really fun to play with. I had a good time playing with them. There's like 2 pages of stuff here and a lot of platters and food items that you can do. So that's really cool. Like put that on a table and mix and match that way. And then if you're here for the Starlit Crystals, boom, right there. And then there's 4 different regions that are in the area, and you can get a steed for each one of those regions. And then they also do have the war steed version as well. So there you go. That's all the goodies that are available out here, and I'm gonna go and be buying a bunch of stuff. As you noticed, I didn't have a lot of stuff, all of them there. So this week's sales are apparently up. Elda's posted the link to that, and let's see. Yes, the 2 new legendary servers. So big news of the day is the 2 new legendary servers are coming. There's a post. Eldoleth has put a link to that there in the chat. So there's Treebeard and Shadowfax. Treebeard will be going slower, and Shadowfax will be going faster. So fantastic names. And I guess we'll have to wear all the entwining things around the Treebeard. Ha! So, all right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call it there. So come back next week. We'll be doing more festival stuff. We can definitely review some of like how to get around stuff, or we can review some of the out and about stuff, whatever, you know, whatever you all need, because that's really what I'm at here is like, I spend a lot of time kind of digging into the festivals and trying to figure out how to do the various things. And so then I'm very happy to share that knowledge and try to make things go a little bit easier for you. Like even in the guide, you know, I was like, hey, here's some ways to make your stay in Minas Tirith be a little bit more comfortable for you, because they put obviously a lot of work and attention and detail into this. And, you know, I'm just really, really excited to see all this. And so I hope that others enjoy it as much as I do. So yes, looking forward to a slow tro group on Treebeard. Oh, so good. I'm really excited about that. I'm very, very excited about that. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for joining me on my journey through this festival. And hopefully this helps you with your journeys through the festival. So I am going to go ahead and sign off for here. So wherever you go and whatever you do, I encourage you to stay connected to the Hobbit side of your heart. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. All right. Bye now.